ya brebi ebia na oye dwuma pe hofra kan de oye ho ya brebi ansa na me be kan dwumedie ne ho asem no me pa cho fa ye number ya me de to dwe Ansah fa number ya me de to dwe yi 0244 47 40 93 0244 47 40 93 0244 47 4093 a network for societal transformation. Yehwasem na utie. Nyame ya adoma on the 11th February. Ena jumedi baso. Ewa krahe National Theatre. Yebe chire enyume ya mede betudwe. Enyuma enje bre ehia fidie bia. Emfa ho ne sade obi tie. Sabi obi nima twere enima kenkan kora otimi ye bi ema no yeye. Edi kan yebe chire kwane a yefa so prepare liquid soup. Ewo jumedi ase on the 11th February. Ewo National Theatre. Shampoo, conditioner, setting lotion, styling gel, after wash, Ansah, thick parazone, fresh yogurt. Enyume ya mebo sui nyame ya do mebe chere ni nyina eye ewo National Theatre on the 11th February. Fluffy ice cream ye betre kwane efa so eye no, cola drink, malt, communion wine, pizza, soya kebab, meat pie, cake, mini nyina dakro. Yesre enyuma ye chere ne na nje bre liquid soap some few minutes no ayewie. Shampoo enje bre, conditioner, setting lotion, styling gel, after wash, parazone, yogurt. Sa enyuma nyina enema simple a enje bre enunti ena ye chere kwane a ye faso no on the 11th February ewo National Theatre. Ya pe agrika nimdifo a omo be dwumedi yase abe kire kwane a ye faso die mre mushrooms e kwane ye faso yen enwa snails, catfish any tilapia, honey me kire ewo aye die ya ye be kire kwane ye faso eye bar soap edi senior mei, alata samana gel, emulsion paint, washing powder, banana bread, car and motor tracking device, biodigester, ena ointment. Enyume ya media tudwe nyame ya doma on the 11th February. Weinom ena network for societal transformation. Ye church ye ewo National Theatre. Minim se obi bisa ne ho sempi se dwumedie e ho je te sen enema ye kire ne ye me pa chaw enje bre enje o'clock on the 11th February ewo National Theatre. Me pa chaw sign for number ni bio 0244 47 40 93 0244 47 pizza, ring donuts, mushrooms, snails farming, catfish ni tilapia, honey, bar soap, alata samana gel, emulsion paint, washing powder, banana bread, tracking device, biodigester, ointment. Enyuma we nyina ya ehu videos a ye de ato pen drive so a ye be chama obi a me pa chew ye nton ne nyinaa hyɛ 250 cedis a oba wode bɛba no emu ya 11th ɛwɔ National Theatre ya science wa ye hu books a ye tintim kwane a ye fa so ye enyuma we nyinaa a ye beche e de ama nipa ba program no ase nyinaa book ne so me pa chaw ye nton ye sre esem e na wotie ni beje mu ama ofa obi ansai kai se jumedie no ba so on the 11th February kochina na wotwe next week Saturday ye be no national and 50 Ghana cedis first no a ye be ka se 2.5 eno kwan ni siketwie wom me pa cha bibia nka ho bio ye nya mobile money shase save nyame adoma next week Saturday obedwumedie no ase na odosikaba oye housewife abesua bi oye adwuma pefofra kan de oye ho bra bi wako pension na bra bi wapadwuma che onye bi nya ya bra bi e wo National Theatre ye free books a edema ye nton certificates a edema ye nton bibia e 250 be penim dia dachi ebe ye mfaso amabusuya ene oman me pacho sign fat number ni bio eye 0244 474093 0244 474093 0244 474093 me kadi chato 0244 474093 nyame yadoma next week Saturday yebehwe manim ewo National Theatre anapa 8 o'clock of ampacho me that say
George, Yamin Shabri, so Baba Kansa. All right, so that's a live on our crown 100.5. We are signing my show Friday afternoon. Yamamunina, aha. And area baby be our team in Kabiano, Kwabena, so more BMO various shops, Cantamanto, more BMO, Kumase, Takrade, and Potter Mubenya FM, Cape Coast for me, Papa, Yame Ansah, Benya FM for Cape Coast, Mosumoti on TuneIn, on YouTube, on Facebook. Thank you so much. Someone joining Evelyn Bed in Emisa. I join you on Facebook. Need Dako is here. Thank you, Need Dako. Maunyo Freddy Agbeno Heavy, Humu Haruna, Hamza Abdullahi, Samaba Edna Benya, and so your Facebook page. All right, so let's do this.
Ebi the comedy woman. Anthony, Carlos ne, Ansah ne, Mustafa ne, and Crawford. Massa, the beer the atia dear saying. So mudi cast the hot at Ranchi. She yaka at Ranchia. At a kinagate foie. Almost see so swatch. I say, so walk now walk back. Cast the hot day. One with the hot aye, Ukusi, our each in home. Yanum, every brave. Yay! Yanum, every brave. Yay! Assemble. Mundinya abena Munya abena Yetio Yemo Yebawadilo Amanyina Rimwejaeno Yetu yena yebekobyo Yeshua munyansa yebemubyo Yanu abibiribe Ye Yanu abibiribe Ye Muyirumo Ye Muya Muyirumo Ye Lobara Enimkwase pata bibirimo Yere ya unende na marikwa ya femyo Ebibirime Enimkwase pata bibirimo Yere ya unende na marikwa ya femyo Ebibirime
Okay, young when your friend say, my main fan you to for me. So management, cost of living, amount for BDD, amount for Benumusu, amount for BSA, amount for BSA, amount can say John Mama was a better president. Okay, so that is your opinion, and with opinion segment, and we are just talking about issues with cost of living. And oh sorry, and near my water. And now we'll be in the Kasai. And if I grant catch him say, look, Bobie, there are certain things moody won't come on radio so yes, Mamencha Flip okay. Yes, amount for person to take the other side of government. No, but the point is that there is nothing better than a Ghanaian was sorry I want to me and live in dignity. In dignity. So we are talking about Eduani and Nipanebeto. And I'm say and Yama Nasari, I want to come market. I don't know. And I'm say and Yama Bo Asia shoot Costro. And they were talking about rice, oil, and other commodities.
Jenny, tomatoes, even tomatoes, fish, and now the fish, the amount.
No, you are talking about Sebia last.
No, my mother went to the market on Monday. I told like we buy it in bulk, maybe keep it a year. She took 1,000 cedis. Usually, if she like takes or the 500 cedis to Minya the same amount, now she's taking 1,000 cedis and even more to buy the same quantity of product.
Really?
Really. And I feel bad for her because she's the one who does this. I mean, and she feeds other people as well. So anytime I see her go through this, she was like, oh, and here is your no cojomono. This is the issue. I'm last week and mind you, say me a Muslim in Ramadan eba. Ramadan is just around the corner. And you know Ramadan, it comes with eating and feeding people and all that. In Tibobie, we have to keep our fingers crossed.
Your friend is now we can say and Nema so which means your friend say rice, you say
rice. No, I don't mean Nemo Nebu no because last time I met Tony, it was 450 cedis. That is the 500 kilos. 500 cedis, but right now they are doing maybe banana will complain. He say it has gone up like 15 or 20%. That is for rice.
In the young fan say a year 10 kg, 5 kg. You know, 5 kg. You know, you know the price now. I cost so be 15%. Whether Gino, whether
depending on the brand, because Gino super cost depending on the brand. So even the lesser brands you could get. And so imagine the upper and the bigger brands. Yes. So I don't want to mention the name of the brands here, but
no. Let's talk about lesser.
So you will see kind of better preference.
And so normally say lesser brand.
But still, it's still up. It's still no matter the brand, it will still go up by certain. Is the market trying to take advantage of the current economic conditions, and they're just skyrocketing the prices.
No, but Sesiano, you say. AGI, for instance, they are complaining about production cost. That is the association, Ghana Industries. They are complaining about production cost.
And we don't blame them.
So obviously, at the end of the marketer, consumers near best, poultry farmers, They also have their own issues. When you talk to
that's even worse with the poultry farm. The poultry farmers, the poultry feed, you can't even buy it in Ghana here. You have to import poultry feed. And the prices are Association of Ghana Kasai.
Yeah.
And no say, madam, say I make actually more than 80% of my members, they've shut down their farms. They have collapsed or they folded up because they can't afford to buy feed.
Really?
Really? 100 you can let the producers call them right now. The Poultry Farmers Association of Ghana. You could hear the frustration in their voice.
Okay, so Peter, John says planning and budgeting now is the most difficult to do. How things are going now, we can't blame people if they fail in life. With the excuse they didn't borrow, it's now 480 Ghana cedis. I don't know previously. They know omodeji me but was it
also before 320.
320. So I've now right 320 to 480. 320 to 480. Okay. Michael say on 400 Ghana cedis as monthly salary. Okay. The water bill is 30 Ghana cedis. Light bill is 200 cedis. No, what you 10 cedis for a year. Toilet. Into I can say,
hey, Bobie, I'm Miss Roman. I'm crashing.
Who's Roman?
Even by grace of God.
Also, 400 Ghana cedis a month. Then the 400 Ghana cedis a month now. Otua a year light 200 Ghana cedis. Otua a year water bill 30. Otua a year toilet 10 cedis, which is 240. I got 160 Ghana cedis. And one is him. He
has to eat. Transportation to work and don't buy. So you can imagine 160 cedis. How is he going to spread that throughout the month? That's what I'm saying. It's by grace of
say pork industry is gradually collapsing. There is no wheat in the system.
Russia-Ukraine war.
Yes, there is no wheat in the system. So the pork industry gradually, no. I mean,
So what do we do with our indigenous businesses? We say that we don't support our own, and we are looking at our indigenous businesses collapse, go down one after the other, and we are folding our arms.
Yes. No matter your monthly salary, it has been reduced by 51% before a bet hit to account. It has been reduced.
Because man, you've already borrowed from somebody saying that you maintain and their material Jack.
Make us say we're free in Yane. We're free in Yane. Okay, so let check it from the poultry farmers. Check it from the poultry farmers exactly what is, because they say when you say live chicken, no layer no 95 cedis, almost 100 Ghana. Yes, almost 100 Ghana. It's 95 cedis. Then broiler no is around 130, 140 or so, or 150. Yes.
Bobie, can you blame them?
Then the cockerel no 170 or 190, almost 200 Ghana cedis. Offer a frozen one so no so you know so no almost increase by 30%.
Yes, it's because of the import duties and the exchange rate at the port that has gone up. That keeps going up every single day. And the Biaubenya Importers Exporters Association no more complaining say government should at least arrest the exchange rate, make it stagnant, make it even for 3 months, so that they are able to cushion the importers and businesses, because they have no choice than to transfer every cost that they make at the port to the consumer. That is what we are seeing right now. So even if you can't buy live chicken and you go for imported ones, even that one is expensive. So what do you do?
Because you don't know a tie in the back, no, I'm trying to say.
Me rich chicken.
Only chicken.
Me giant no boy thing. You say come and talk. Bobie, I'm being serious. There's certain things I have changed. I used to, but I don't anymore. This economy will force you to become a vegetarian. It's just as simple as that. You eat the vegetables like that, and we still live.
Why jai chicken way?
Me jai.
Simply because untminto. Okay, so Alexander say due to the cost in Ghana, I buy rice, canned beef, oil, and some stuff to also 4 kids in Ghana. So what to try canned beef and oils and stuff. Not what they are sending or so on the money the but the question is the only OBI.
What would the person do?
The only OBI or better. So Napoleon Odruajima, CEO, Landmark Farms and immediate past Vice President, Poultry Farmers Association. No ending more over my
yeah.
Boko there.
Yeah, me I don't know fireball answer.
Radio Don Boko. Yes, mo industry ne jigu sanity.
Over. My big share with you for a quenja out of my industry the more daroma mona mojin samna mocha magana for to be na embreka keni sama mwaji mocha magana for to be na de say industry the and that you know the answer. So and it's just re-echoing an existing situation for the poultry industry at the moment.
Ediana Koso.
I offer I'm saying capital no ashes and a lot of them have folded up as we speak. But 70 to 80% of the poultry farmers are small and medium scale. And if their cost of production has more than doubled, where would they go get the difference to sustain the quantity of birds are now oil? So my monopoly say I'm a poultry farmer no and who actually.
Okay, Fajma, say yendi nkomo wo feed no. Feed ni say motor say.
Over in 2021 January, they tore a bro 50 kg bag, between 80 and 90 Ghana cedis. At the close of 2022, he tore a bro 250 Ghana cedis. As we speak, Ukrabe said 250. I'll bring you a to 270. I guess over 200% to Pra and Abakaho. And see a bro the boy and a bro no constitutes 60 to 70% of the feed formulation. It's a non you can imagine. Over soya in January 2021, he turned 130 Ghana cedis. As we speak, we're buying soya at 600 Ghana cedis. So,
from 160 Ghana cedis to 600.
130 to 600.
130 Ghana cedis just in 2021.
Exactly.
So which means from even 2017, banana lesser.
No, lesser. Yes, obviously. 2017. Now a brother, now you need to talk. When you've been swat, not nibble.
Too bad. That's right. I don't know better.
That's a what a shock, Visa.
From 130
you don't crown so you ask yourself what happened
to 600.
Oh, by grace of God.
Many know Obi send me a message from who about a year sir but another tester will say a fortune rice 45 kg was 460 Ghana cedis last year. Says here minimum can say or say 650.
Wow.
Yes, 650.
Wow.
Fortune rice.
And Bobie, this is just one aspect. Yamba production for water.
Yamao, and it seems that day in and day out, it's so sad. Say you lose you of Ajima, but so the poultry industry says yes, because you are no about 3 Ghana cedis.
3 cedis.
3 Ghana cedis.
Near 2 cedis. Benya be crab 3 cedis. Benya be super crab for 2 cedis 50 pesos. Raw egg 2 cedis 50 pesos. Depending on the size, open can see benya ni 3 cedis. And benya ni 4 cedis.
And say because you are creating say.
Just say crazy 12. Let me just calculate it.
Papa Zach on Facebook also comment that I'm taking 600 Ghana cedis in a month and I spend 100 Ghana cedis a day. My wife and my 2 kids. Okay, so 100 Ghana cedis on the wife and the 2 kids just on food.
A day.
A day. A day. Or 2 kids, a wife, he's taking 600 Ghana cedis a day. Nipa for no 800 Ghana cedis.
You see, how do you?
So 6 days.
6 days. So what happens to the other days?
Or 30 days. 6 days. 100 Ghana cedis a month. Okay. So Alex Kofi go or say, look, even dog food is 700 Ghana cedis now. Dog food, which means and Papa Edia 700 Ghana cedis. But back to a year Papa Zach, you are taking 600 Ghana cedis. You have a wife, you have 2 kids. Moody a year 100 Ghana cedis a day. So 6 days off. Now, sales canua mu bi no befa e de akọ adwuma. Sales canua mu bi eno de ba betua light bill. Sales canua mu bi no water bill. In the 100 no onyane.
And other activities in the house, the maintenance and all, because maintenance you fear you have to do some maintenance.
Okay, so say nipa we say o to for say men ye bribe obeda ase.
Oh, he can be easily bought. They can easily influence him. Anything he will do it because he needs it. Oh, here no pa.
Okay, so Abdul Razak says Kosia create 56 Ghana cedis.
Oh wow,
56 Ghana cedis.
Look how many call 40.
56 Ghana cedis.
56 cedis.
Yes, 56. So yeah, quite no. Now Francis Nelson says Bobie now T-roll is 45 Ghana cedis, 35, 30, 25, depending on. You know, also now life is really unbearable. Wisdom TV says in January 2022. Now, RIM, what is RIM? RIM.
Maybe if you read the full, you will understand.
A RIM of A4.
Oh, okay.
Paper.
The full.
Okay, A4 paper was 22 cedis, but now it's a 72, 75, and 80 cedis now. Jagite. Kennedy say, Bobie, look, Oba was sell Krupoa. Oh, Jaisa, X 500 Ghana cedis how? Masa, Kawasemi.
Maybe it's
maybe about 50 cedis.
50 cedis.
And some for 0 count. And then can you back out on Kianko Shadow that? Shadow Mama. Joyce Nimba says, Bobie, not connection or Kaneshi milk.
A carton of it. Carnation milk.
Okay, so a pack of it. A year 147. Your milk be a friend of carnation.
Carnation milk, yes.
Okay. Not carnation.
No, it's like, carnation. Carnation. Okay, it's CARNA.
Okay. And you're not spelling it. Ideal milk a year 168. Rice is over far rice now. Or say maybe a 400. Be a 450, 350. Sugar is 650. Or my previous prices no. But sugar is 650.
It will be Maboka.
Are they? Sugar is
you still say Ramadan buy. People have to buy these things.
Momo Ramadan here time.
It's in March.
Mwawu.
Na mekano.
Mwawu.
Hey. Sugar.
Yes, 650. Mwawu. Says but your portfolio ya nya omubio. Oh, my mama mistake na. All right. So Richard Akwa say Bobie, I used to eat TZ on Sundays. That was in 2016. In 2016, no, or better 1 cedi 50 pesos. Say on twin to TZ 1 cedi 50 pesos.
Oh no.
And just what you should 9 cedis.
Coco cry and Ansah 1 cedi 50 pesos na at TZ.
Abdul Razak 2018 yogurt now 1 Ghana cedis. Now yogurt is 2 cedis 50 pesos. In the someone color 2 na we are on befia. You can imagine. Kennedy say 50 cedis, not 500. I mean, so Nathaniel Nana and so say Endra Otokosuan be 55 Ghana cedis. Great, you know.
Inti Bobie say oh big family ya. Inti create create about 2 days na.
Then tete or say Bobie fa team no eba kokomlemle na mahade. Was it kokomlemle near and survivors
informed.
Yes, but say see anu nipa no hwe so be 600 Ghana cedis
as a salary, monthly salary.
Yes.
And has a family to feed.
Yes.
3 people. Onokram by. His wife and his 2 kids gone up. Okay, let's say he's not driving and he takes public transportation. Mind you, even the public transportation come by between 15%.
Yes, that is but you're public transportation. You're public transportation. You're at the cry. So chicken legs now. Okay, so the time was 42 cedis back.
A kilo.
But tiny bag on a kilo. No?
Yeah, that's a kilo. That's a kilo. If you are buying the time, you buy a kilo.
Yeah, 42 Ghana cedis.
Hey.
And that time, and so a family of 4. And you are
no.
Right?
No.
And you are
no.
So your better transport system I check you almost so yes so mobile to ye nim kwaya so you check your transport union for no yes almost so one person to almost affairs so Bobie was say oh akwa infino now was a pack of a year cola, Bigo cola. What is Bigo cola?
Bigo cola. Soda drinks ni bi more small containers ni mo.
Oh, okay. Okay. Also, 15 Ghana cedis. Now it's 32 Ghana cedis.
Also, he's talking about the pack.
The pack.
Oh wow.
A tin of sardine is now 10 Ghana cedis.
Yes, depending on the brand.
Really?
The lesser brand you could get is 9 cedis, 50 pesos. Until per titles in ma do 15 cedis no. Dokono 3 cedis. Sadi, Dokono 3 cedis, 4 cedis, Sadi 15 cedis.
Okay, so your success commander, local food like fufu is not very expensive, even when it's cooked at home. A family of 4 needs to spend beyond 60 Ghana cedis. This association. All right, okay. Sorry, I'm sorry. So Kim Farouk is talking about a toothpaste now 18 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
And B Foster is 50 Ghana cedis.
Toothpaste no kind of kume. Toothpaste. I don't talk about deodorant. It's 40 cedis, 45 cedis.
Depending on the brand.
Depending on the brand. Some is 50 cedis.
No.
So how is he going to survive? How is he surviving?
No.
So our tricks be or how you should let us know. So never are able to me add to me because we're there.
Okay, so let's share your monthly salary or whatever you do. No, let's share and see the OG. Obia send them also pick feet. One person 30 Ghana cedis. 30 Ghana cedis. Okay. That's fine. 30 Ghana cedis. That's fine. Mamene ora some agree including komo emra. Chairman ma.
Oh, yeah, me so.
Boko there offer. I feel come to ye. I feel come to ye. Okay, now of a quick one, ye didn't come more. A year, more year, Anonia, Food and Beverages Association. For Mamus and more resist challenges be and net metemo flash on radio. But then, and yes, we didn't come about cost of living. We are looking at production cost. amanfo kokrom omoton yema. To be honest with you, sesi an obi send me say omoton a 6 bottle 650 Ghana cedis. But with more industry, what is happening?
Yo, Madam Wasina going. I'm the main ticket. I'm the main church. We say Omeka Kadia.
Pacha Yankoso.
Yeah, I see a prince in Dra any 2 days ago. We share near Jerry, a year of Kumuna Natchez, I to Kaka. As I say, we share in conform enlisted for Star 11. A system near the Eduma. Into synchronize Nasadena and Fape, you have a challenge there. It's a network problem, you have a challenge there. Into in conform more tones than a mayor some issue, VAT receipt. There's no way you can cheat the system. But almost system Nagasano is not foolproof. And friends and frost they've not been able to rectify it. They're using that one against your friends and the businesses to rope in more revenue, which is very bad because whatever method they are using, you don't know. And then they come after you, so what they can. And I say, which is the system? No? How? Because in Kofoti Chanka, some say, BB touch ma immediately, no, you go to the facility and arrange with them as to how these things are happening. So then we rectify it. But won't mean yes, sir. You go and then lock down, arrest them in a rumble style, friends, where a deputy friend.
Almost a bonnet in the Moya, 11.
You almost say they can find some invoices. Now, a bisu use crude method, I won't use your friend is saying, more delete invoices. And I say, or more signatures, or we know so, no, in fact.
So my typical example, a beer me was shop, me tunton, a beer anonie, and in me, I would want patron, sir.
Yeah.
Aha.
So, no corners of Okato, at the end of receipt now. The view was why your friend synchronized receipt numbers.
Okay.
And I say, scan code on QR system do also a send I don't know. Maybe I'll be scanning problem who will be there now and details will be out there. Now open to receipt na Saturday and Mbappe. It means that we cheated.
Okay.
You know one as a share system. Now we say nya wo expect to be register no e be register. Intino what one who side na never no. Receipt almost move. Look up 200,000. Omunina, you can't win a woman 200,000. I saw for soldier for police for any true in a more facility, a cocoa arrest. So, you won't confide your even millions of Ghana cities in tax system, no. But they have arranged and they are paying small events in big. Oh, arrangement, no, why? You know, in one more default, you are not going there to arrest them in this Rambo style. But people who don't know anything and what they are doing is not their fault, by your system failure. Then you go and arrest them, say they are doing Woko Kuala, Woko Maxima, Woko, your friends, Malcolm. I don't think they know any Juma. Ever the same platform, maybe no mono, any difficulties.
Malcolm, ne. Enfa obo Malcolm
Max Kuala friend sense Neda
purchase omo nisa platform no so
omo also but challenges was so I think amutu rectify
so omo de omo nko omo so
and one year arrest na arrest we omo here no all the enlisted people are more your friends and if you face any challenge, instead of them to come and rectify the situation for you so that you can have a foolproof system, they come and arrest you for no fault of yours. Oh, now yes, now you are sending a bad signal to the outside world. Say, doing business in Ghana, one thing a year, say near the overpass. Now, what they soldier for need to Nico and I say by mistake, not yeah,
but more try some money GRA for the bet now say for dialogue.
The weekend, yeah, by who from what they would because me ankasa me ni general friend saying omo penny back or large taxpayers unit no penny I friend me say jamra and my friend who actually say me no one come I say ye this and come on or see me meet me me friend my friend is several times baba in fact. So,
but some bet me a come office or at least because when you start with dialogue,
that is it. The dialogue and then your friend is saying showing the people as to how or what is making them have those system failures. You know, then you go there. But yes, so why a mistake? Into what you say, developer now or developers are software. Baby now also manipulating Niama
system no
at the disadvantage of the business person. So inti Niama ekoso no say hwe ye pa anya sa the assembly because obi anya investment and wo krom hanum na on expect say you come this far and then one day people come to you with a camera as if you are selling cocaine in your facility. It's not right. Ghana has reached a point we need to be civilized. These people are destroying the image of this country, and we need to put a stop to it.
This is sad. Is Sidabe?
Oh, 3 days ago, I've seen that, and that come here shows someone Kroma or more year on and somewhere.
This is terrible. This is terrible. Anyway, of agree, young come off of us now. I'm not for complaining with a year and near my ye to more than my year to Adriane Anonia Doko. Say, I know be sending me a message, say, your friend be go cola. Yeah, pack no, cost whether 17 or 20 cities or but no more turn previously like 10 cities or so. So these are some of the issues. Then Matissa Mosmu raise issues about a year production cost. So to reconcile the two, no, I a problem. Am I say yeah. Consumers now we don't understand what is happening. But from almost more side, we don't understand what is happening.
Yo, my main try is meet me. I'm out just about what is happening.
Yeah.
We share a year September last year, urban. The way now you see the new Agani, ABC December. Medical said the way near my corner. Say I'm sure one ye be a big problem. Abanankasa introduce measures drive the economy in a negative part. I say I'm sure year industries and need my for a better continuity. I abanankasa na ye. Esan say when introduce policies be brave. Man, bo akosro. And so, one more a year, a friend is saying, income earners, a year more consumers, no, salary anyway, no, it hasn't changed that much. Into no say, just any manner, we won't say, in fact, number one, a year city against the dollar keep on rising, and it got to a point in Imsenka, a better form. You see, you introduce certain measures, a better manner form. And so, unfortunately, we are not seeing the way forward. I then cost through number form, a cost through number form. Inti we share a pensua, ye two nemamu a coin. And now, Abayan Kasaka say, discount your friend saying, duty value nanka, dema importers, no, or ye free ho, ako, the full restoration. Inti, or slap 30%. Anka, this year, a year January, and this was time. The other 20 or 30%, as I back home. Inti nyawo no increasing the values ni nako 100% recovery no. Wo ti yemo ye kra ni ma no bana ye yidi ababeton no. Say yemo 30% your calculations ni we ni na no will go up almost about 25% addition. Inti no we share the other side is so a year your friend is saying VAT systems na wo na VAT in there a 15%. Answer why the other man can na account could see 21%. The whole of Africa country Ben na ESA na man from watching was ya cha ban say kwan ya wo de fa so no enye kwampa nti hwe say nyama na wotu mo ho no mo a at the other side no so no we hwe say nko mo hu be hiha ho na ye ka say ukọ your friend saying duties are Hitiana, it's gone almost about 55%. Ukraine money to buy. Robert here said they cry at the age manusono, across almost about 30%. Electricity across water bill across Ansah VAT and swaba. Until we shall send them away na we be sounds aden abano only to maybe a month of one na.
So of agree. So Moses and Crawford Castle dwadifoɔ no na mutiri mu ayɛ den mo ahyɛ da ebi si o we deɛ mo ayɛ ama na aboro so dodo yɛn nyinaa ɛkɔtɔ adeɛ wɔ kurom ɛtɔrɔ bi a wotumi sɛ wo a wotumi tiam sɛ ei ɛna nɔpɛ mi kɔtɔ ɛyɛ exeter ɛyɛ can be no ketewa no 35 Ghana cedis kàmi yɛn mi n'ahwɛ ebinom gyiri sɛ mo so mo ahyɛ da but with your explanation say yeah ni emfa
ne kura wo mu ni say nobody should blame Jadifo no aya na edu bebi abeka say Jadifo no sheda to niemanem anya so mo sheda but one ka so wo hwe de wi a bebi a cedi no edu say na 13.58 to sign dollars per cedi cedi per dollar intino how do you do your calculation ebedu bebi a niema na yakrade ba no yem fa medium esan say wo hwe the last year wo port na ko jiwo mo statistics na we say import akọ from almost about 40%.
Last year every last year
yeah nka December nka say import no cost room e go down
but I think say government no so person or local industries no so gina omo na so
but local industries na nkasa na o kan
because AGI for sending you
introduce measures industries no catch us say it's not helping us. Our business are collapsing. Inti enwo ne wona wo boy. Wo yesa no nipa na obeyi sika no ato ade no ni income ni so. Inti so to ne man mo cry do baby a you cannot break even or make recover your profit. Inti na say wo hwe say at least ubenya bibi kakra na say ubenya bibi kakra na wo hwe the number of staff. Factory workers are wuchi omoka. Eventually what will happen is say we yibiedi. Send about to me a service kakaka. One year I want to mean survival. So
within more industry no more data now statistics are my figures as to Crawford do more free business more say feel like food up they can't work and all that more statistics
we can give you so many of them. We can give you so many of them. And I will share your friends and Ghana Statistical Service for Ankasa data. So they can tell you from 2017 and after 2018 downwards what has happened to individuals. Any your friends and the brain now be trouble and say either they are moving towards agriculture, doing something small on their own to sell so that they can be on their survive. So, and yes, idea you cannot. And our businesses are choked. They are not able to put up their friends employment. Say, income and your profit levels now cut down. What will happen is that you will then have to reduce your staff so that you can survive.
I
see. Abansi, they are going to introduce excise stamp. Excise duty on fruit juices. And increase the excise duty on water.
So
carbonated drinks na ye no
yes,
poison MIA. Intino ye tum senebeya obenye sika na odi ahwo ebu oman no. Which wicked government will do this to some people? So, and then we say water bill, AGI and press conference, catch say 172% increment for industry. How can we survive such a situation? Oh, the taxes are not helping us. And you know, say we introducing maybe any friendly Inca industries, you know, you could sit them down and tell them, say, mono me mamusa incentive way. Me expect to say whatever profit that you make into it, because government piano, IRS, any SNIT collection is an way, and I want to survive it more.
Okay.
But when you borrow to spend, there's no way you can make that money when you collapse businesses and you cannot raise that money.
Yeah.
Because when you tax the that 60%, you know, your salary increment, you know, doesn't match the same situation. No. And, you know, when you go out there with the money that you have to spend, you know, instead of you buying 10, you buy 5. And what
for they can't. Yeah, I can say people. That's one of the things my mom used to do import a lot.
Raymond and Andre was saying, my salary is 1,000 Ghana cedis because of health issues. You know, offer or health issues. So offer taxi, which is averagely like 80%, 80 Ghana cedis a day. Transport.
That's in and out.
In and out.
Okay.
Because of the health issues, you know, on Timin the Diabont, just so the DFA. And all for Ghana, God bless you back. Thank you so much. Emmanuel Lechu says, Bobie, I bought Kinke this morning, 4 Ghana CDs.
Oh.
4 Ghana CDs. Kinke.
A ball of Kinke.
4 Ghana CDs. And the air, me who's a mood in 4 Ghana CDs.
Gary is expensive.
Oh, can say, me top 10 CDs, and you'll be from Monday to Friday, I'm down. Come, dear, COVID got it. I'm doing crew so that my didn't come baby. So the approach to be answering. Oh
my goodness.
Yes, but the point is say okay. Me pacho some right on my issue statement.
Motaris
no. Okay. Say me who you be bad o me ba I send them va send them. Okay, so any multi choice for say or more increase or more charges no due to your friend is what do you call it? So let me check from paragraph 3. Also in April 2022 when we last adjusted prices, the US that was the American dollar.
US dollar
rate was 754 versus the current rate of 12.39, which is 64.4% depreciation during the period. Since our last increase, fuel prices have increased by 58.8% from 9.7 to 15.4. Electricity tariffs have increased by 65.24%. Now, our DTT service ran from 14 cell sites that significantly use electricity and fuel to power the various equipment needed to broadcast our content. So you see, even with them, affect them. All right, so year-on-year inflation. As at the end of December 2022 is 54.1% versus the April 2022 number of 23.6%. The various adjustments we have announced is an average of 19% increase, which is significantly below the current year-on-year inflation, which has increased by 30.5 percentage points. It is important to also note that our subscription price build-up includes various taxes such as VAT, which is 15%, NHIL, which is 2.5%, Get Fund Levy, which is 2.5%. COVID levy, it is inside.
1%.
1%.
Communication service tax, 5%. So, with all the average considerations, we have had to do an adjustment on an average of 19%, yet significantly below what is required to cover the increase. We will come 19%.
Yes.
We've considered because it was more. It was supposed to be more than that.
Yes, that is.
But they've considered that. That's why they're giving us 19%. With inflation currently standing at 54.1%. So this is it. This is what MultiChoice is saying. Is that quite TV show crab wide?
So say TV also a thing, and it's interesting. Still, AGI for I don't know. Okay. So at least this when my fair idea as to what is happening in town. That look, the current situation is not looking good. It's not looking good. Obi I want to know. I'm fast why I say. And it seems now it's clear that taxes are good as not also.
Too much, and I don't think anything is going to change anytime soon.
Anyway, that's all. Thank you for joining me in the studio. All right, so thank you live on 100.5. Your opinion, I'm picking for baby I will be ano yenim komo 0302208090. What do you think? The current situation. Womo mukwakoto niema ne so bi wo so say Bobie mekoto gobe without Gary, that is beans nkwa no. Almost say beto no 5 cedis. So the Gary ni kan wa 7 cedis. E wo boase. Okay, hello.
Good afternoon, Bobie.
Yes, sir. Pacha first of pray.
Bobie, Mr. Lincoln here, Kwabena.
Okay, Kwabena for any and share your experience.
Bobie, in fact, the idea to Siciano. I don't know even how to describe it. Only my big Garia, me call private cry and bomb you. Gary no at the make a boy. The cowbell, kitchen. Yes, okay. I won't pick up 3-4 cities. The dear boy did not have you made mention of Kokonte. Many Kokonte yet 1 of 3 city, 4 city. First, now Kokonte yet the cheapest food. Any restaurant or any.
How much Kokonte say?
We say 3 cities, 4 cities.
Okay. All right.
Many Nyakupon Waye. I'm telling you.
Okay, all right. Thank you. I'm going to have another caller on the line. James Tete is here. Brahima say our Bri Kokunro. Now, also no kura nimni adina yeding. A loaf of bread is now 18 Ghana cedis, and it's too hard for them around Kokondo. Okay, hello.
Hello.
Pacho, first of all,
Pacho, Kwabena, Mikasa, Tema come to one.
Tema come to one. All right. Any share experience?
Pacho, no my dear, no my boy, papa. Maybe to Tonsa, provisions in our normal keeping. Bobie and easy. They say I keep so bad. 20 cedis. Medicine. 7 cedis.
Hold on. Key so bad right now, say 12 cedis, as I say.
They say 20 cedis.
I see. I see. Sad. Okay. All right. Thank you. Mama, go for another call out there. Like, hello.
Honorable Bobie.
Yes, sir.
Media the champion for Sydney Adams and the play at Tama.
Okay.
About so if you are starting before lines in there about Bona Nimum. Where was you so new for lines?
Young corner, your Montel.
Juliet Sopuno. First, now Omotono says this, but it says that's one of the galaxies. Say Omotono 10 cities. Anna,
first time. I know I'm told 6 cities and now it's 10 cities.
Oh, no, say first time, then say I move. And I'm Lord. All of them to buy a ban and say no. I know more yet. Oh, you have to lol. If you got Nadia Boy, that was a lot of them to taste, so no. Now, had some combat. So, still have to know, Mutaso, and say I'm a cocoa to the Sango to be confused. Still, I baby applies to
I see.
It's young China. And when you form it to my be found because Ghana had the appetite to me in a pacono. I had dream you papa massa because of course I did. The Diana no Babaca no rise the more rise back is to be Giano. Send that. That's who got 300 Albania. At the Hefan Echo, half bag look 1.5 a Unia. They say half bag and 3.5. At the Hefan YouTube Licaco. It's yes, sir. Then when you forget to my Biafra one, and now move about you with my cranium of Yaba. Among camera, Magana for in there in Slow. Then you offer funny man of banners and your money, your mamma, far, a ball, so I want to beg you for. And Jenny and I just have a hand.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. I had tough. Okay.
And be say I obey ye Diana pa a do 70 Ghana. And pass a Diani boy a day. Nagarini a year friend is beans crano. Uto beans waha 7 cedi. My drink cup. Unquala 5 no. I mean now
a more margarine cup no.
David.
Beans. Okay.
7 cedi.
Okay, so only Unquada say no fee.
Unquala 5.
Unquada
5. 7. Bakuko.
Enti se mo beye beans no a moto 3 cups. 3 cups no Nina sa anopano.
Ekaki to ebi and so area.
That's Saturday, almost Saturday and Sunday.
And if you car, yeah, but I ain't a yetu amikunu.
And I am sure.
Oh, are they? And yes, I mean, come credit not be transfer. And one day I made a call, that's all. Say 1,000 to 190 club up here 3.
And now I'm out for talk no month mean to and I'm on count to be the doctor.
I think I thought document 3 CD 5 on Tona. It's not 200. And you could imagine I now be bono. I have a 5 1 CD, 3 1 CD. And it was a phone for near brepa.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Will you catch us? You back.
I did not have it. All right, that's it. You go about that call out the line, and I don't know.
Bakuo, yes. Now you tell me 5.5. Just imagine say 5.5 for no. Secondary school for no. Any Jesus for no. Then I made the wrong. I'm not going to me me yet. Now hardly. We find it very difficult.
Also, yeah, we are the argument. Say
5.5.
I see.
Wow.
We know you know manity.
When you remember.
Nkola say.
Nkola mi enta.
Okay, to aso.
Nkola no kronfo, ama omo ma me respect. Omo kasa me nim bro from say. Da woni say gba ye nya jai. Enso me jam, obi asa arewu. Ghana no say wo no. To be born who to an obition wa kon for ye nyame nko a ti so hwa o gwa fo bi eti no. Say okunu bi ati.
Enti mo ya dey 550 Ghana no. Okay, o wife ye adwuma.
My wife nye adwuma. Adwuma bia.
Enti a day o no okay, so a day o ne o yire no ma no a day mudi say.
The Catholic teacher I are. We say o menu no more secondary school no. It is your opinion not meeting in that time meeting by.
Did it 3 times a day or twice or
Master, at times, club, me and Casa Baba for doing you answer my duty. It is all manners of me to do, and I saw Casa when you were from.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, hello.
Hello, Bobie.
Touch your first of free.
Oh, Bobie, patch on the Avenue. So, what from where they?
Nyami Adumboko.
Makasafia Bugoshi.
Okay.
Hey, Bobie, you said dear partner, Costo Ghana. Bobie, you need to be dear to many fathers. Who's all kind of answer? They say, who don't mean your Galino, but teach the crowd but to mad. And if it's a teaching up some 50 pesos, and there you're saying.
Yes,
and then Bobby a 2 city, Bobby a 3 city. They say 1 city crowd, always rebelling. Sugar now first near teaching 50 pesos. No, or then Katia near teaching 50 pesos. I know you're Galino, who bet my son, a gallon, and Katiano, in the be a 1 city, be a 2 city. Now, there's a come now, walk around and tell you why your crowd, otherwise, you'll go penny to be. Can non diary, tell him non diary, Bobby. Non-dairy, in fact, not been muton of 5 cities.
Yes.
Be on 7 cities.
Yes.
And there could be one
sachet, no?
Yes. And that be a 15 city, 20 city now. Now, I may be some was in design a gun. What an outcome could start them. What they go a crowd. Baby a Gianna boy, who runs a gun and I do. Never reach near the back. And so, besides, so quite Gusipana to conclude 3 city. I would not. Now, the Yokum when you scout cook to conclude this, I said, Nam sign out. And then Nam crowd cranny try a walk. That a young boy parties are having. On about 10 Maka could not conclude to conclude. Them to conclude 3 city without me. The best I could father say, cannot crew. Not any probably. Maybe what you want bow. I do not have with me sign ye. A man is Jamaica sended. Ewo Medina, army security. So see other be also make from Accra to Medina. And you service 50 pesos so. And it's not your mama time I will be able to not from Accra to Medina in Jerusalem. Now that Bobie could tell the be a crown million now to Crano. That me send 15 cidia. Bobie a man to sign pan and make your team a catium. Saying I made the mammy and that's a tell you now Bobie. Yes, to me. What a bill. Saying I meet piano will be. It's a trouble with me to name you, sir. Bonnie Ban Panama. Bobie cannot crew. What I Mr. cannot say. I deal with the Bosomeno on Betia can be paying no car again. I'm a damn.
me school fees mbaye me yire dia me be kan se di koye wuti mbaye you tom pabwa mbaye se bi you to pan to kura se di mbaye e be sida kuwa do say ye nyina na e ko sa life part o say ye to aba man na Ghana no wa ba be sani ye because assembly of kan kura man ye me dey say.
All right, thank you, brother. More for some Rabbi, thank you. Obia sent me a message. You say cantonments contain 5 Ghana cedis. All right, hello.
Hello, Kwabena.
Pacho, your first of free.
Kwabena, Pacho, we need to Ikuni Asaman Kese.
Okay, and share experience, eh?
Yo, Kwabena, we show we kukunta samuna na mine ba ku bi be kae e fa kukunte so koto kukunte 3 seed almost. Kwabena no kure because Kwabena I didn't make us no kure because down me wo no me wia. E no kukunte do me kon e na minya akola bi so na mi kura 6 seeds. And I'm so one no koto kukunte 3 seed mame non to nam 3 seed. Kwabena would this akolano koya ma osan de CCD ni bra mi ka kire mi se kokonte we ani se yanti kokonte 3 CD e 5 CD enti commander ye disa we de ti o mamu na eduane a ye bedi ni nya honde timedi asoma o mare na ntimi to eduane ndia na o manga na ye koya na se ye bae oh commander wa se muka se na ye na awure ho sa ye me mobo message bi a wo ka ye efo peni bi o test o ka kire o se e man to just 600 Ghana na every day you spend 100 cedis and it's up papa obey den nu we tie la bill water day enso papa no so ni pago no so ye djuma so o man Ghana enti ye tire ye penny for say ye ti mamofo na ye ti o man Ghana no omu si ye tufre ni omu ti ye hawo kakra because nyoma bi wo no o man Ghana wo ya o man Ghana na benefit ti mamofo na benefit e fa India no wo sesem because anya shekwe say nipa de wo sore ede e say unya bibi tu yem na unya honi timi so o man no na ukope bibi su de atu emu na unya sika fa to sika so wo de kwa kwota na enso na wo de ato a sabi sabi no man Ghana ye ko na say ba tie tro ma pele ku fado ene ni nko afa nya nyoma bi say nti e na mo for san tene to aboma no o kan tire Ghana for say ye ti sika so na comedian u ba be ma Ghana ye ama Ghana ye.
All right, okay. Last caller, trust me, all those receiving less than 2,000 monthly salaries and still surviving are finding ways to steal from their workplaces or doing some dubious deals just to survive. I am not saying this to shame anybody because I have no moral right to judge people, but the system will force you to be corrupt. Hello?
Commander.
That's our first of free.
I will take it out. Me bad question.
I know.
I see you the pampers assigned to us.
I can't pampers assigned to us.
I. Commander, ready to your power.
Catch on his own yes, crocro the cacre. Yanano, Nanano, Yanano. Eh,
Commander.
Nana Pampas, Miss Annabelle.
The puppet was under
Ah, Nan Finty Fiano Peunco to be. Yeah. No. Now, there be a native friend of Pango to be man.
We didn't a quarter, Commander. We didn't a quarter. From a point 2 times, we took it to 1.5. I put my 80 gun and my bus is not threat. I remember from me. What you ask them? What you ask them, Commander? I don't remember me. Bonnie Benny, I have been for. Ah, but we should have been at you. Ah.
ya kana mo fitu ne maye no obi fitu ne de be bobu ma di penalty bye bye.
Boy. Eja be bo mami. You know. Oh. Hey.
Love is beautiful. Ojoye dankasa. Red and white night. Ansah review. A feeling kikawa bieni ho. Class Media Group and a Snit Guest House. I say a Val's Day dear. Ye be card of wabum. Na mami misa wo. One day when you fish num. Ansah ni abrosa. And ye trobi kakrafa when no dofo ho. Ansah your audio, Ebraye, Nachen Yentia, Accra FM, Model Love Couple. I was see a similar say, when the best couple of the night. 50 February, Busme, Nede Tosso and Crown. Kwasi Dubako. Ye be your WhatsApp line atomo. Send ye bemu akwenya se. Whether voice note and answer writer beba. Na woka kwanya. Your love story began. Enkuku hwiase amufemu. Eno kwanya amufa so a. Wodone nya hoden na awafo a. Wansem ne beka akoma. Womunya akwenya se. Wombenya free couple voucher. Ya wombetimi dia kodina. Ewo Snit Guest House. February Bosme. Ne de toso dunai. Ewa afebo a. Eye Val's Day no. Sana Jona. Awafa wobedi nkunim. Ewo how well you know your partner series is so. Ebenya special treat to say. Wombe kwa cozy hotel. And if one mienu ye via. Yesa mama spa treatment. Any hampesa. Ye di jo mo kwai. Nasa wo ba. Ma wafa die. Enye fita. Anase koko. Ye chira wajo. Ewo Snit Guest House. Any police headquarters di shenimo. Nasa jume die way Snit Guest House. Any devs maison debute. And a efa hoka. Number betimi a WhatsApp ye 05000 2613. Power shot to me demo. Asaba biomo.
Give us play capsules. A memory. Manu. Phone numbers 0543 222 470 and 050 6851135.
FD Ashusha Sa Ejedi and Krato Imu Adia to Musa Eye.
Love is beautiful. Ojoye dankasa. Red and white night. Ansah review. A feeling kikawa bieni ho. Class Media Group and a Snit Guest House. Your love story began. Enkuku hwiase amufemu. Eno kwanya amufa so a. Wodone nya hoden na awafo a. Wansem ne beka akoma. Womunya akwenya se. Wombenya free couple voucher. Ya wombetimi dia kodina. Ewo Snit Guest House. February Bosme. Ne de toso dunai. Ewo afebo a. Eyo so. Ebenya special treat to say. Wombe kwa cozy hotel. Enefwa mienu. Ye via. Yesa mama spa treatment. Any hampesa. Ye di jo mo kwai. Na sa wo ba. Ma wafa die enye fita anase koko ye chire wojo e was Snit Guest Media way Snit Guest House any devs maison debute and a efa hoka number betimi a WhatsApp ye 05000 26135 0500 02 6135 Power shot to me demo asaba biomo Mrs. Diane not to me
Hey,
sesi de mako ho e Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic no me ho kra bi me se eno nti no manya award a eye world best obi antra se ema dompem ya de ka se anase mo boya de enka nto da mu bio
Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic asanya wan te se ne ekuro etu no ne enka ewona num oba na be mo pa wo ene enyarewan kaye
na se ma me ka se ene spinal cord ho e kaye no Greenfield adarome nti ene wasa so na gina na so epiem
Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic, our ultramodern laboratory and a diagnostic machine, sir. Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic, our Nungwa Dogon, Esther Jackson, last stop, was 0243 983 906 and 0261 651 898.
Greenfield,
God is our healer.
Greenfield,
your last stop.
I believe.
All right, so you see, I'm live on Accra 100.5, but you go to here, audio way. Dr. Baumia, in 2015, 16th May. Dr. Baumia in 2015, 16th May. Okasembi about cost of living. 2015, now omu opposition. You go to here, Dr. Baumia Kai.
Look at what is happening in Ghana today, and you will have no conclusion but the fact that this NDC government is the most incompetent, uncaring, and corrupt government this country has ever seen. Why do I say so? Last night, I received the news, as all of you have received, that upon all the troubles we are going through and trying to survive this phenomenon that they have inflicted upon us for the last 3 years, they have decided to increase the price of food by 9%. How uncaring can you be? This is the government that said, I care for you. Where is the care? Don't you have any empathy for the suffering of our people? You have to increase in this period where people are trying to buy diesel, to run generators, businesses and individuals. This is your thank you to them, to increase further the price of petrol and diesel and other fuels. And this is why we are saying this is the most uncaring government. If you are a teacher today, if you've been employed even for 2 years, after working for 2 years, they will pay you 3 months' salary. Isn't that the case? Is that caring? If you are a teacher trainee today, they've cancelled your allowance. Isn't that the case? And if they bring money for SADC, for the development of the North, they steal it. The NHIS is collapsing. Cash and carry is back. People are rejecting the NHIS cards. Today, pensioners cannot survive on the pensions. And therefore, my brothers and sisters, this is why we say we owe it a duty to the people of Ghana, to the people of the Upper West Region. We owe it a duty to all get up and work hard between now and the election in 2016 to change this government. It is time for change.
Okay, so Dr. Baumia kasafa pension for and that pensioner sika de Baumia for and that crowd or fa pensioner sika say on kenuforiata fa Sata was a pensioner sika so and Jeffrey almost no na yere Samira akwa akodi no na fu ayekese And so you see the situation. All right, Samson Awengobit Asaki, Executive Secretary, Exporters and Importers Association of Ghana. Or say now we follow your discussions and then just 1 minute. Eddie Ayajumake to Ebi. Chawan, Akwaba.
Bobe Mijumusu, Michelle, Tifoina.
Obiajo, so I don't Romania so person de Bibi Femaye, which is a name. Maybe any sumaye.
Aye.
Okay.
Na Mamindi Kai, ma Yako from executive producer. Ni Mami Dafo.
Yeah, Kwame.
Na the panche I think koma na ropa jeno kwa pefe na onko pepe emma ne mato okay nti me mana Jacob number two papa na offer the country na manufacturer say uya panana mana send me be no 200 Ghana cedis no on for quarter that person ayen kolana otuta na tenka chunti on wojidi yame wo ho yame your president at the right time I think that God will take care of those who are lacking now. At the appropriate time, applying the best back. We are happy. Say, what about me? Ne voice no. And say 2015. Na Ghana for ina so eti. I strongly believe say, if you call Bawumia today and ask him to repeat this statement, I'm not quite sure. Say, Obetimaka Asamna Oka in 2015 no. And I'm not quite sure. Say, Obetima Ebono no Kokoso ni chest. Because Ampara na bino omuti Ghana for mobile omuye de say a fata na Ghana for omuhutom minjin this Obetima Kasasam at this point in time. It's good that media for no mutimika kaya sama yakaka 1,000 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So the politicians at least answer that you go on the podium no. You make sure that you measure your statement or your speech. Yes, one day they'll remind you. But it's good that you brought that archive out. I can tell you, it is not a lucrative more to do business in Ghana and now say to import into this country. Share and then many due to important. Customs are using 10.80 plus to calculate duty.
Yeah, no, as you say.
As I say, never occupy them free among the bar. Custom will look at the rate, the exchange rate, Bank of Ghana rate, no. No, I'm going to use it the calculated duty now. Until $1 today, no. Say, Unamna Ukotono using maybe 1,000, $10,000, $100,000. They will use 8.0 to calculate, to assess you on the duty. That also, you end up paying. So, for example, if you take frozen food container like this, to say chicken thighs and net cost an hour, if you don't pay 200,000, you end up paying 300,000 just for one container. If it's also got 300,000, you will take it to cold store, utility tariff, cold store, you use electricity, you use you. At the end of the day, bills now by over Chiano. I can tell you that, you say Bank of Ghana so say. And the prime rate SR cost by 28%. And I'm a
yes.
Now even time 2021. 2022. 21st March. The first prime rate yet to from Bank of Ghana moving from 14.5 to 17, saying that it as a measure to put in place so that the crisis will not affect Ghana. Okay, and then he requested commercial banks to increase their interest rate. To be in consonant with the prime rate. Okay, and at that time, we can say, now, even already bank, commercial bank interest rate, no, time my prime rate at that 14.5, now the interest rate in Ghana was so high to the extent that including me as a you call on the commercial bank and say, I'm a Bank of Ghana say, only on for commercial banks for Munkasa. Now I'm reducing interest rate no to be equal with the 40.5 no. But when Bank of Ghana was quiet, the governor of Bank of Ghana was quiet. But as soon as they already primary from 40.5 to 70 no, or somewhere there increasing interest rate, guy. So comparing here Ghana forces here and Africa Africa South Africa.
Yeah.
Even now they want to do what we call in Africa Continental Free Trade Area. No,
yeah.
Ghana who want to do business. It's not more competitive. Our market side is not competitive in terms of taxes. They are young. What surprises me, Bobie, and then when I'm being here around October, November,
last year.
Even at that time, rate now, Kumasi for stores for 3 days. Take the Obahema to come and plead with Kumasi Trader to open up. It takes the Manche of Ga area to come and plead for Gupta to open. That's what we should put to pay. The business will say, how will you do input and output? You buy 20% output, 20% input, so that there is no buy 20%. Now I buy so buy the duty and the tax is on 2.5 and now say I buy beginning now. Then business I buy and then business by say, are you not the competent or you are not the most incompetent? Do you care about Ghanaians or you are the most careless about Ghanaians? Do you remember how much? Do you know how much petrol is costing now? Reduced by 4%. 4% is inwardly adequate.
Also say Goyo reduce you more product.
We are. As I said, almost Goyo reduce price by 4%.
Goyo.
Yes, that's okay.
Why not kind?
Me say as I said FM, we are. Say Goyo because of they have taken delivery of gold for fuel, no gold for petrol, no. Okay, let me take it. Gold for fuel. No. They have reduced their clearing rate, their pump rate, no, by 4%. To the extent that they are even I heard, Ansah, the Deputy Minister of Energy, I am asking MPA to be alert on other private oil marketing companies that have also taken delivery of the gold for fuel. No? They should reduce the price. That's 4%. It's inwardly adequate. 15 point something. I've gone to buy fuel right now. 15 point something. So you heard from the taxi driver, or top fuel 150. Or 86 or 2 years. Me just by now, fuel. So such a person, he's seen that it's hopeless to be in this country.
Wow.
Life is no more attractive.
Wow.
People who were talking in principle, I was even thinking that during the Momo e-levy time, no, that was why I was expecting my senior brother
to
resign.
Me pacho, I will go bit. Obi send me message say I will say. Was what talk a year petrol says here our goyo or says here. And auto 15.70.
And I said for don't know more reduction.
What's your time?
But what's it?
What's your time?
12 o'clock news. It's your
more. They must send a report. They even send a reporter out there to go and report. On so more a second and be on India news they call energy hour and baby.
And a reporter and say going for attitude so.
Or see more to so by 4%. From Jomo midday news. Because I no say media for you speak to each other. Just call them and ask for the midday news. There was even a reporter who went out there to report what she was. It's a lady. It's a young lady who reported this afternoon live before the one who has casted the news made mention of how much the rate that it has reduced as a result of even before they even start to mention the percentage that was reduced. No, they say, oh, there's good news for motorists, especially those who use their own car. Yeah,
by say young fan say and ra some Monday and na a 15.70
5%. Sophisticated. People capital is bent. You are not because nobody can talk about profit again. But I wing
of it.
In 2016, people that were complaining about John Mahama government were able to make profit and get money and support the MPP to come to power because the MPP told them that they were going to be business friendly. Today, they are not business friendly.
But these issues about import duties, VAT, and all those things. Man, for what do you?
Which show let the commander? I will ask the entire meeting.
come on. Put your speech, my speech. So 3 days we sit down.
Yeah, me follow.
You hear the my saying the GRA will enroll. That is it. They are even introduced, instead of them to abolish the 2% special levy, they are even introduced another 2.5% VAT. They don't care. My parents is successfully ending his 8 years. He doesn't care. So,
anyway,
you ask yourself, can the Japan, Baumia, Alankat, and others know, what are they going to campaign on? Who come market, or you can't go and convince market women now. You can't go to the industry and convince. As to speak, during PURC, tariff increment, industry will not pay as compared to domestics.
But now they are paying.
No, they are paying. That everyone is crying. Besides that, who can say? Teachers, maybe your friend of cola, right?
Yeah, cola.
Cola. Your mom cola. Was it 15% or what percent was it?
Yes, I think it's 15%.
I did between this year, no, your current negotiation, no, I'm going to announce 30% now. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
30% now. 2 days difference. The PUS, no, they knew better what the PUS was going to increase utility tariff to teach any messenger, cleaner, our ministry. 1 month 30%. I did so 28 point something over here. That is 8%. And I'm what the difference? I forgot the figure. Ukaboma 30% of demand now. I mean, Robert Peter and pay for. You see?
Yes.
The government deceived them. They were happy. Because I remember they were looking for 50%. And I'm what?
Yeah.
They organized, they won't compromise. I did hear more 30%. Now say, oh, they were looking for 50%, but after 30% was good. I'm quite sure they never knew that after that 30%, the government was going to withdraw the cola. You know, the government have withdrawn the cola from them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The government has withdrawn as soon as he bought the 30%, he withdrew the 15%, the cola. Then they've increased utility tariff. You have wasted the person price. For that matter, what it means is that the purchasing power of Ghanaians continues to deteriorate day in, day out. Purchasing power. Because when I talk of purchasing power, I'm a marketing by background. When I talk of purchasing power, the gentleman who called you this afternoon, he wants to buy.
No, so koto diaper no.
For Nebano.
Yes.
He wants to buy. He doesn't have the purchasing power. Only
okay.
Say, I thought that you know, but his purchasing power is not there. So Nippon or Toss have that person. Coach or be to say Papa no. Okay. So we'll go back to our old days. What's the time I woman who know? Not that person.
Tia into Magona Abacha.
I did to
okay, I hear.
Under this government.
I hear. All right. Thank you. Bobie, thank you so much. Thank you for your intervention. Live on Accra 100.5. Okay, so Minimsa de with Ora Okujitibia Tache. And so quickly, let me just read through right up now. Say, after my appearance on Metro TV's Good Morning Ghana show this morning, a gentleman supposedly from the court brought to the presence of Metro TV court documents which suggest Kusi Boateng has secured a 10-day restraining order from February 1st, 2023, seeking to prevent me from putting out further publications on the Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng Kwabena Edu Jemfi conflict of interest and double identity scandal. I have promptly instructed my lawyers to take the necessary steps. Truth and Justice. Oil. Adane Ababa cash for oil. So that is the main issue we are going to deal with Honorable Jinapo. Na yebe breaking Nema down. So what happened? Wrong. Ehunu sikasai and omo fire. Omo ehunu gold no dodo say no omo fire omo cotton ye. Omo nya say omo to 40,000 metric tons. They say these are some of the questions that are coming up. It seems the whole deal now acquire dodges a deal. Everybody is like, so I'm not too sure. I don't know. May also be sending me going for a 15 something. 1525 or something. 1525 or something. Let me check. Obi send me. You will say 15 cities 25 pesos. 15 cities 25 pesos. And now be sending me. It be so turn 15 cities 70 pesos. So at the end of the day, you go for you know, you nyawon faso bia. Obi nyawon she. And So omo tete so apa mesa omo abonten no omo moye with various checks emame baby a wadru bia no mo betumi check ada fuel stations no mo betumi check it na mo amame information so that we can use it to work me ba be wura ha free awia ya me ba be wura ha de ma hu bibia asa but on this note quick one no mame enkoya juma. All right, mame konkoya adwuma ese meye na okay, cash for oil no. All right, and public accounts committee yet now say and Bank of Ghana deputy director no was there. Okay. And my yentie ne church mu a ode e bae audio just listen to him. Okay. Public accounts committee nanim. And yentie asmo kan.
The word on the street is that the first consignment of 40,000 metric tons of oil that came under the gold for oil barter deal was paid for with cash using an intermediary. Such a transaction, the Bank of Ghana will be in the know of it. Yes or no? And can you confirm if it was paid for in cash?
Honorable Chair, I don't think I have. Order. Honorable Chair, I do not have the full details of that leg of the transaction with me at the moment. What I know is that the Gold for Oil program has two legs. It has the gold purchase program leg and then the oil leg. The Bank of Ghana is fully involved on the gold purchase side, which then translates into oil. So I may have to go back and check how the oil side was transacted. But what we know is that we have fully paid and bought gold that is enough to support the oil transaction.
This is very. So since you have ownership of that and knowledge of that, would you be in a position to share with us how many ounces of gold was exchanged for the 40,000 metric tons, and at what price did we buy the gold? World market price or lower than world market price? Again, did we pay cedis or dollars for it? If cedis, at what exchange rate? Thank you.
Honorable Chair, what I can confidently share is the metric tons of gold bought by Bank of Ghana. As I said, we have two legs of the transaction, so I will not go into the exchange transaction. But the gold purchased by Bank of Ghana is not new. We introduced the gold purchase program as part of our building our reserves, and we are using a component of that program to support the gold for oil. So the metric tons of gold purchased by Bank of Ghana, I can share the details with the committee later on when I get back to the office. But what I can also confirm is that the gold is being purchased in local currency, cedis. So it's a conversion of our domestic assets into foreign assets. And then it is being purchased at the world market price. We use the Bloomberg and the Reuters market price to purchase the gold. So those I can confirm. And in terms of the ounces that have been purchased as at now, I'll beg of the committee so that I can supply that data later on because I do not have that with me now.
I'm excited and thank you so much. Once you're willing to furnish us, I'm sure that Chairman and the Secretariat would liaise with you to furnish us with that information. But I believe that this purchase program is also in tandem with PMMC, right?
Yes, we're working with PM. There are two different for them to sell part of their gold. The gold they sell to us is monetary gold because it's refined and LBM is certified. So that automatically goes into our reserves. But the one we buy from PMMC, part of it has to go, but that part used for the gold for oil, you don't need to go through the refining process.
Yes.
So we work with PMMC and we work directly with the big mining company.
Maybe I just want to avert your mind to the fact that your exchange rate, which you're using, I'm sure you use the Bank of Ghana rate when you're doing these purchases, on your own Twitter feed is somewhere around 10.2 to the US dollar, but PMMC that you are buying through is buying at 13. That's a huge disparity between your rate and what PMMC is buying. So that rate differential, that 3 CD differential, almost 3 CD differential, who bears that cost? The taxpayer, the Bank of Ghana. Would you swallow that as your debt? Who bears that cost?
So, Honorable Chair, if I may come back on that, just because it's a public interest question, I also want to give a public interest response. The Bank of Ghana does not have a Bank of Ghana rate as we speak. So what is being tweeted is our indicative rates, our rates, transaction rates collected from commercial banks at the end of the previous day at 3 p.m., weighted average based on the transaction volumes, and then published for the benefit of the general public. The difference you see from the commercial bank is that when you go to your bank this morning, they would have published an indicative rate, but not a transaction rate. So you see 13 or 12, the bank is saying that as you come to my bank, you may get this rate. But depending on the type of transaction you have, you may even get 10 or 11. So you look at the indicative rate and you compare it with their previous day's transaction rate, you see a huge margin. But then the transactions take place, you weight it, and it's no different from what Bank of Ghana publishes. So when we go out there to deal with PMMC, we deal with them on the rate at which the commercial banks transact business. And that's the rate at which PMMC also buys.
Okay, so Orada Nkadama Akwaba.
Commander, my main chill, and chill with you. Number one,
Ni nyina ka adwuma no. I hope so what explanations free deputy director Bank of Ghana what when you are or appear before the Public Accounts Committee.
Commander, my tear bits and pieces, they said on the whole time. But my tear bits. Now, what I make of what Kaya, when they ask for specifics or get it evasive, he will go and return. If you are appearing before them and then any thing of material benefit, there are more money why you were coming. The reason why I'll bet now. And so asking to be allowed to go and come or go away or do whatever back and find those answers quite convincing. And you're back and you know a couple of with me that one would have put to rest some of the issues.
Opening at this point, what do you suspect?
Is the commander? Many old in some time ago.
Yeah, last week Thursday.
It looks as though the problem now a confrontation or no. We are not ready to deal with the problem. Problem in the thing. A day into the petrol, a boy a thing. A day into the Maya to petrol, theater, public holidays. Commander, the most critical issue would be any of the OMCs, any of the BDCs, anybody in the downstream or cultural. So we've not had supply challenge. challenges. Sir, Obibeka say for security, petroleum security, and I Bank of Ghana Zika, and they are called oil. Abeton Amagana for so that there will be security of supply. The BDCs have not had that challenge. In fact, a board could do 23 in the port. They were still bringing cargo. They have a way to give all of us the free world. Book the Momunya, back, from the dollar. Or did they do, you know? The autumn, the same rate, you know. This is not very recover, no. Or very or $1 the supply and a car because the city is depreciating.
Yeah.
In the commander, Yakaya December and in November, Bank of Ghana say magic, then whatever they did, yet the miss of the city, no, over the city rate, you publish daily rate 8, 9, 8.2, 8.0, okay.
Yeah, make I
Command effect petrol bono and so free 18 cities, no 17.9. No, if it drew 11, if you cry for 1.99. Diesel, I never 23, and you know. And so say yeah, 14, and I'm a boy.
Yeah.
13 in Abemo. And so there was a demonstrable part. You two are a Bema commander or Hobeton. Me mammy, a draw or market in the Hobetono. Taxi driver, OT, where we are Hobetono. Then the Nibia Hobetono. No November, December, no. Indeed, market no at a petrol, no, and I'm a boy. In the head and a Bank of Ghana, episode or shifted the focus, or shifted the attention, or shifted resources on one, and commit media sources in nothing. Now, engine, no, yes, shifted, and they are compared to Canary Bank of Ghana near their imported fuel at their Bregana. Commander, Mamintra, the end to say.
Okay, che.
Almost 80 way, no. They are simply operating like BDC. Because petrol now, but now stabilize it.
So
if the gold do not exist, gold do not stabilize the currency. Not Ghana Ponya and fast one of city no strength no. City no depreciate, and they say I gold for oil. Maminchidemo, and Ramiko home, 7 numbers. If the dear boss on the first cargo nearby, you know. The hobby, Omobuoso, on a pair crown, go crown, at an idiot.
Go ya to say.
What it's a 15.75 was a day, or the about 15.
I'm for send me different figures. Anyway, what I am also.
Mamin sure the net effect.
Okay.
Before I hear a window way more.
Yeah.
Not diesel, thing. 14. 0.3, 14.6. Still.
Me
before
too.
I hear a window way more. The thing in the air focus there. Then there's gold for oil. And the offer gold for oil, if you have a Yatoma gold, if you go and watch it there. So, gold is at a 15 point something.
Yeah.
Net reduction. And net increase. So, clearly, Uncle Omo had the gold for oil, and then we added to Adaka Mukakra. And Uncle focus on the relevant issue of the city depreciation now. Commander, we could be having a national conversation.
Mobusa omo say omo enchire gold no dodua omo cotton ye. Omo mama sa figures no.
Commander, you be there not the answer in ya and so. National Bank of Ghana was 26,000 ounces. In the 26,000 ounces, we multiply by $1,800 an ounce. Now it's when you're there $49 million. In the Copa buy and say $41 million. In the Enona, they Akoton. Now, okay, the good Bank of Ghana and the Akotam at the Abeto petrol. They end to be the name that almost the day. That's kind of for the who on the buy, you know. You are recovering in now whatever we are going to do with the money. No, Commander, we don't mean that. We can't. So we are simply opening the Bank of Ghana up for this transaction. Danger. Product to no one. The friend is letters of credit and Omodiko, Commander.
Yeah.
Only bank to be agree. Or they bet you have 2% and now 1%, 3%. Mamecrata, a bit me at the maybe I'm almost a couple more. Now, wait there, we are not dealing with LTO. We are pre-financing the oil trade, you know. Bank of Ghana, oil trade.
Enti, omo na koto ya na still omo the commerce intermediary no na koto ye. Which is
Commander. Ansah no na yebita Bank of Ghana penny no e wo parliament now o techu ko no san aba no.
Ha.
O kita wonya answer. Ye ni amano ngongonan. The straight solution. Nam Commander one. So o ni ya o na ni be ye. Are we kidding? Ye dia bro. Or simply put, if no more must now become BDC, they must now go into the BDC space and trade. They are my neck, but Omunya Sikadia, they are more Musika because now when you ask for numbers, you can't be given numbers. Contractual arrangements, 26,000 ounces of gold in the Commercial Bank of Ghana. No, yes, I got one. You told my money. One, you got one here. Commander, it's fine. Are we simply? Anyway, meaning, Mr. Nkebia, Ghana, but this is clearly a very dangerous solution to a problem that requires a very simple solution. Solution: the Bank of Ghana has demonstrated competence or capability to meet as of it. Come yet November, December. Say, at least a petrol bonus to change, all of us. Why won't you say this proven solution? Now, you did actually still a good now near the back of the Commander. I do not quite tired to no one a bit naturally.
I did what kind of bear Nimprenu, so I drink quite actually. What shall I drink bear?
Commander, BDC, I finished one. Yes, it's my annual renewal fee because of Papango Abeton. I put you at 300,000. BDC Kwabena financing, and they are product about.
Or the one is car.
And other company the petrol, no beton. Or we know that the first hour, or block council of our and our commander.
Yeah.
And then you see a copper, my sister, and they are cut off and go up the town. na oko ka ye tin ya ban sika na mom gold no ye koto commander but your gold na ye koto sebe enye ebo na ye de koto ye de aban sika na koto
ye de aban sika
again first I explain on best of the problem the net profit they be make here it wouldn't make sense to have a situation where BDCs are bringing products. They have no complaints, there's no shortage, there's no challenge with that sector. The only challenge will be BDC for no form of railway, offer OMC for a railway. The only challenge they will tell you, forex, the city no particularly in the exchange, a problem more because other products never buy a net. The auto on the net NCD to the $1 and maybe I'll bet over 1 week, 2 weeks now, but this kind of to the bank, not bank, non transfer, no. Uba no, not dollar, no. I'm an emotional echo $1 is to 12 cities. You want a 2 billion a day, no. Not a very bomb. That's why they use the forward rate. But on the catch now, say stabilize the number. And on him that, or bet me a phone now, watching me, no commander. The city is not going to be as bad. Say 10 people know they can for 10.5 on unit 12. And I'm a boy.
Yeah.
But we would rather want to go and take Bank of Ghana Sika and then go near Bank of Oil. Not a bit more pound. Now you must excuses. You got top PMNC, you got to go. Commander, with the gold for the mines for no. The gold I think my century started to gold from oil. Mr. President, the gold that either the central bank or BMMC. I'm not sure there will be of the account of 1,000 ounces of Punya. You see, Omunya is not the John. No, you beside another consignment, Besaya Bank. It is 26,000 now, Bank of Ghana. No, there's no cost. Now, and told you need any backup reserve. We need commander, but I
didn't say, Ajiegu. So say no say subsequently omo at the gold in the bekwa na say there omo
commander said again only gold for oil and I'm and so I gold no say yenya gold no ya and honestly need determine that yenya obisa also be gold no then you can so be spend ya cotton gold no e dey akwaje commander yenya the problems that Ghana faces, the solutions are known. Go and deal with the city. You would have dealt with petrol prices. When you deal with the city, you would have dealt with the industry, problems, and sometimes now when you recover fully, if you deal with the city, you can give them that comfort that 1 million metric tons in the FR. They will land the product for us because it's their job. They are professional traders. Our bank is not set out to be an oil trader. That is not what our bank does. Even in the United States, our companies are
yeah.
The central government does not go to say or the good. I mean, what are we doing?
Anyway,
commander. They will do it because a bit more certain numbers are. It will be beneficial or it will be good to almost the almost.
So almost register or more BDC is normal almost call for music and quiet.
Commander, I agree completely.
Because if they have seen the figures and they see business near very lucrative, what are they waiting for? They have the money. Register on BDCs.
They don't have the money because they don't want to put their money in the Bank of Ghana.
No, I'm not from Fasono.
And Fasoba, I come back Bank of Ghana.
Asembe Granny. Asembe Granny.
Now, Commander, what is all oil? I didn't know how to register BDC. And it is a model. My buying and register private company. Non-friend of Gold Oil Ghana Limited. And I'm a
it is finito.
Now, I buying one of the company as a private business, or no the gold no better no up a company or the oil member no. Then you see Bank of Ghana out of debt. But Okofa Bank of Ghana resources and the Okofa oil la. Ube to me again, ube lose and now ube break it even now. We don't think you wet the trouble at this time in our economic life. No.
Says you no be sending me a year or says Spinters Road. Okay, so my main information EcoBank. Omo Goyle and Goyle town super no 1525. That is petrol 1525. Star oil so ewa Star oil 4 ton 1489 petrol 1489. Why?
Commander. I don't have the means. And it means that they are official no and still higher than some of the local ONC.
Yes. Yeah, you know maybe say why no?
Nine. The Abba for Monocrano is still higher, unfortunately.
Anyway, Chairman, I cry for the citizen show. Yeah, that's very
brave. Number one news in the HD. Why?
And that you say, Papa Duncan, more industry, no crime can be a woman, Kramusa, Fimo. Tia, dear Papa Quatra, a PAC and Akoye. Ubusina Samna Onyano.
Money, none of one here. The specific answers to Noah are very resolved good for oil issues or not. When you ask for the numbers, for such as Okonoba, meanwhile, when you were coming, they told you are coming to discuss gold for oil and I'm
definitely. Yanti na make us say yanya otum penifo anim kra was wonya no na kra fm mo kan de ne say wada kra wada anyway Mate okay yeah that's be brave unia all right so that's it live at 100.5 but quick one yes the same yentie deputy director of Bank of Ghana. Yensa intieni bio and it's sad. Obi send me message say Bank of Ghana understand and Crawford dey ombe dem ombe ko jail the way almost ya niema trokano. Yensa intieni bio.
The word on the street is that the first consignment of 40,000 metric tons of oil that came under the gold for oil barter deal was paid for with cash using an intermediary. Such a transaction, the Bank of Ghana will be in the know of it. Yes or no? And can you confirm if it was paid for in cash?
Honorable Chair, I don't think I have...
Order.
Honorable Chair, I do not have the full details of that leg of the transaction with me at the moment. What I know is that the Gold for Oil program has two legs. It has the gold purchase program leg and then the oil leg. The Bank of Ghana is fully involved on the gold purchase side, which then translates into oil. So I may have to go back and check how the oil side was transacted. But what we know is that we have fully paid and bought gold that is enough to support the oil transaction.
This is very reassuring, and I'm excited that you claim ownership of the first leg of the transaction. So since you have ownership of that and knowledge of that, would you be in a position to share with us how many ounces of gold was exchanged for the 40,000 metric tons, and at what price did we buy the gold? World market price or lower than world market price? Again, did we pay cedis or dollars for it? If cedis, at what exchange rate? Thank you.
Honorable Chair, Bank of Ghana transaction. But the gold purchased by Bank of Ghana is not new. We introduced the gold purchase program as part of our building our reserves, and we are using a component of that program to support the gold for oil. So the metric tons of gold purchased by Bank of Ghana I can share the details with the committee later on when I get back to the office. But what I can also confirm is that the gold is being purchased in local currency, cedis. So it's a conversion of our domestic assets into foreign assets. And then it is being purchased at the world market price. We use the Bloomberg and the Reuters market price to purchase the gold. So those I can confirm. And in terms of the ounces that have been purchased as at now, I'll beg of the committee so that I can supply that data later on because I do not have that with me now.
I'm excited and thank you so much. Once you're willing to furnish us, I'm sure that chairman and the secretariat would liaise with you to furnish us with that information. But I believe that this purchase program is also in tandem with PMMC, right?
Yes, we're working with PM. There are two different aspects of it. You know, we also engage directly the big mining companies for them to sell part of their gold. The gold they sell to us is monetary gold because it's refined and LBMA certified. So that automatically goes into our reserves. But the one we buy from PMMC, part of it has to go through a refining process through an LBMA certified refining before it can be part of our reserves. But that part used for the gold for oil, you don't need to go through the refining process.
Yes.
So we work with PMNC and we work directly with the big mining company.
Maybe I just want to avert your mind to the fact that your exchange rate, which you're using, I'm sure you use the Bank of Ghana rate when you're doing these purchases, on your own Twitter feed is somewhere around 10.2 to the US dollar. But PMMC that you are buying through is buying at 13. That's a huge disparity between your rates and what PMMC is buying. So that rate differential, that 3 CD differential, almost 3 CD differential, who bears that cost? The taxpayer, the Bank of Ghana? Would you swallow that as your debt? Who bears that cost?
So, Honorable Chair, if I may come back on that, just because it's a public interest question, I also want to give a public interest response. The Bank of Ghana does not have a Bank of Ghana rate as we speak. So what is being tweeted is our indicative rates, our rates, transaction rates collected from commercial banks at the end of the previous day at 3 p.m., weighted average based on the transaction volumes, and then published for the benefit of the general public. The difference you see from the commercial bank is that when you go to your bank this morning, they would have published an indicative rate, but not a transaction rate. So you see 13 or 12, the bank is saying that as you come to my bank, you may get this rate. But depending on the type of transaction you have, you may even get 10 or 11. So you look at the indicative rate and you compare it to their previous day's transaction rate, you see a huge margin. But then the transactions take place, you weight it, and it's no different from what Bank of Ghana publishes. So when we go out there to deal with PMNC, we deal with them on the rate at which the commercial banks transact business. And that's the rate at which PMMC also buys. So there is no exchange loss in that transaction.
Okay, so young go to the Dr. Bobie on this gold for oil issue and Sakra young go to Dr. Bobie.
With gold, immediately you dig it up. It is foreign exchange. Yes. So you are essentially digging up foreign exchange. So I said, let me check how much gold we have accumulated in Ghana thus far. And when you look at the data between independence and 2021, we had accumulated just 8 tons of gold. 8 tons. We are one of the largest gold producing countries in the world. But we had accumulated 8 tons. When I looked at the United States, they have over 8,000 tons. The IMF, many other countries in Europe are dealing with gold reserves of over 2,000 tons. And we have 8 tons of gold. We proceeded to say the Bank of Ghana we suggested to the central bank to begin a gold purchase program systematically to build up our reserves in gold. And the gold program started last year, and it is proceeding quite well. But to address this fundamental challenge that we all face of the persistent depreciation and its impact on fuel, in utility prices, food, and so on, government has opted to implement a policy of using our gold to buy oil products. That is something new, and it is the barter of sustainably mined gold for oil. And this is one of the most important economic policy changes in Ghana since independence. If we implement it as we have envisioned, it will fundamentally change our balance of payments and significantly reduce the persistent depreciation of our currency with its associated increases in fuel, electricity, water, transport.
Okay, so after a year, right, Bobie you got a Japan Mesa on City FM. Exactly what he said.
The policy actually started with an intent to do strict barter for gold and petroleum products, okay? But it became apparent that that then would mean that any of the international oil trading company that did not have a commodity wing that could deal in gold on their behalf were going to be excluded from the policy. Okay, bear in mind that there are several international trading companies that are focused on gold, petroleum, and other commodities. There are some that are solely focused on petroleum products. And so to create a window to enable those oil companies or international trading companies that did not have other commodity wings to also participate in the program, we developed a policy such that we were operating two streams. One, direct barter, and two, monetizing the gold just so we can pay for IoTs that were not, other commodity focused, but solely petroleum products, and so would not have a need for gold. So that's how the program has been designed. Yes, two streams. Yes, one direct swap gold for oil because there are commodity traders that could trade the gold on their own. Okay, there are some that obviously, because they are not multi-commodity traders but focused only on petroleum, could also participate, with the Bank of Ghana then monetizes the gold that is aggregated here in Ghana, purchased in cities, to pay for that commodity. So the test run that we did was actually paid through the second round because people wanted to see how it works, and I believe that going forward, as we sign agreement with companies that were interested in the direct swap when their commodity comes, the gold that has been aggregated will be valued, and then a swap made for those that sell that were not interested in gold. The gold that has been aggregated will be sold by the Bank of Ghana.
Reacting to the revelation, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, COPEC, said this was shocking.
Suspicion, the long-held suspicion that indeed we were just getting into a certain arena without deeper consideration.
Okay, so Japan Mesa de na ye pese ye hu. Wa mo mi ansa nyina no, ba bia ye de bedu ni ye betwen whether punishment or no punishment, I mean, obi ant me, but the point is say a basse obi pese or do on mine sika a oil business. Now Bank of Ghana a via from omo adjuma omo call mandate adjuma yaso mo and now they have omo than the BDCs omo no na kire sade omo no ebeton fuel e de amaye said them DK boss no abrante bi owo your friends Spintex Ecobank street ni so or boa me adwuma was just send me another your friend say oil company almost prices are almost the way total and total ton no my main checking here. Okay, so Goyo Star Oil then total ton a year petrol no 15.90 15.90. Okay, so no diesel na 15.90. Then you have fuel super near 15.25. 15.25, the same as goil. A star oil and ordinary and about 14.89, diesel 14.88. Then another okay, Shell, sorry. Shell and omodiaba. Now confusion no basa. You can't tell whether indeed obi say obi na na adwene say obi wiaye yo. So obi na na adwene say and no person who deal in oil. Okay, so Prosika ko register BDC. I mean, hono unya mfaso a wa dia there be omso mbe yusu eye oman sika e dia kwakwa yesa de no. Gold no dodo ye say oh yakwa ton e dia ma obi apisika dia kofa oil na ba. Enje say Bank of Ghana gold no asa no. Ehefa no mbenya bio e dia kwakwa ton enya sika e dia kofa eye fuel na ba. Na yenya ni cheap. Cheap no yenya cheap, and it's sad. It's sad. And my community. I think we will just wrap up with this oil issue. Now wrap my community. My community. Then we will deal with health facilities. John Mahama across the country. Health facilities. Ekufuado also across the country. And now a Friday. So we are going to deal with these issues. Our community, just talk to us, because Agenda 111 is one of the issues from 88 to 111, and from 88 to 111. Then we are dealing with your friend say various regional hospitals. So these are some of the issues. Then looking at the heavy investments. Our health sector. The heavy investments. At the health sector. So obviously straight utiasiase sa niema we nyina niema nobody wants to talk about it. The question is okay, so I'm going to grab some documents and mesma mapek kakra mesma pek kakra and agenda 111 no mo be cheye ehho asem na mo me ehunu agenda 111 mo say
Bobie
mo say na mo timi asi
Bobie agenda 111 is all across the country.
Say na mo
which of course I will give you a war in existence so far about even within Ashanti region.
Ashanti region?
Yes, Memao.
Ashanti region?
Memao, within Ashanti region, Memao.
With pictures?
Oh, why not? If you want. Some of the Mawa Ashanti region, you go further, and you know, on Crawford to me, I'm aware, say the American no cray, and I no cray. Na manugusu ya so na me fa fidie so na me de achia etiefo ene ya hwefo a omo agimre no mutie na awie na ya don asese ye relaunch citizen show e de ba awie from 1st of February no ene omo agimre no mutie ye say it is going to make the waves and then ye be carry a day no it's going to be more educative than ye Bobie da ye no but me ba na minim say wasesa osuban kata. And then you start to your free office now. Say, hey, me brain.
The man was it. Okay, so me John Mahama achievements or me pacho munyi Ashanti region kwa mame then you bet me there to a page so John Mama construction of Winneba District Hospital, construction of a 100-bed general hospital, construction of Dodowa Government Hospital. These are new facilities.
Remember with pictures so that okuma betumi ato yam.
Okay. All right. So okay. Okay.
Uni how cry no.
Me yi John Mama there.
Enti odi akoso.
Me yi John Mama there.
Ah, you need the remember Ashanti region mama. We no.
Me yi John Mama there yi let's start with the agenda 111 because you know ne adia mokaye. Whatever John Mama mentioned during the time our health sector OCA.
Bobie so kasa. So you want to tell listeners the officer ex-president John Dramani Mahama why are within health sector I am mani look unique I am into o chrese Ghana for mom John Dramani Mahama ye ye gusu ye ebe ma health sector no afan into my peripheral age now. So that is what we are here to compare. So and then it is seriously for us to compare records and then for listeners and viewers to understand that enyuma ya no wo form no eno ne ye bo hu daru nti bia ye beka bia no ye nim se Accra FM de e kwa akire mra ye relaunch no metie sedu sene ya woka ne nyama no utumu se awia nkrofo bebre na afa yen enti yentumi ntra fidi kase yesu ni
I know did am bisa say now the year dap no so pa agenda 111 modi free 88 and am ka che se modi e ko 111 mo my a date yeah, modibe complete. Last Wednesday, Honorable Akando Eba has say, Honorable Akando about pro from Eastern region to Ashanti region. Fine, but there is not one agenda 111 hospital say okay wait any one.
Yes, see near me. And I say yes, see you see.
So let's deal with the figures. Okay, so let's start with agenda 111. Then subsequently, I'll provide you a Diama Jomama as the health sector.
Bobie, I'm here for you.
So let's deal with the agenda 111 first.
Bobie, if you take agenda 111, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Emma yeti asese emra COVID pemu yan no. Na ye hu say your health sector no e quite porous. And there is the need to recalibrate the health sector. District any hospitals woman you bet me make sure say you bet me starting ya make sure say the any ko ma hospitals akoho. Na baby e bin so what did no yet to me ashimukena.
Okay.
Now you see one of the good aspect e wo ho say under his watch His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Ono no obetu adwuma no wa ye ni sia otoa so no we.
Okay,
and this ex-president John Dramani Mahama on one or the Nesane and Namosa.
Today is Friday.
Yes,
every Friday we are going to do this.
What I did now, I said,
today is Friday. So just mention it.
Bobie, Ofa Ashanti region.
We are dealing with agenda 111.
Yes, agenda 111 in Ashanti region. Yawo Trede, Atuma Kwangoma district. Yawo Kwabena, Oforikrom district. Yawo Buaman Fija Kwabre North District. Yawo Insuta section.
But first one was I boy any bill.
Trede. Yawo
Kwabena.
Yawo Buaman. Yawo Insuta section. Central Insuta section Central District. Sure. Yawo Manso Adubia Amansia South District. Yawo Mankraso Ahafuano South West District. Yawo Kwabena Kwa Obuasi East District.
Kwabena Kwa.
Yawo Barkesi Atuma Kwangoma Atuma Nwabiaja North District. Yawo Kodie Efija Kwabre South District. Yawo Asiwa Bosompim Frangu District. Yawo Akrofrom Adanse Akrofrom District. Yawo Edujama Ahafuano South East District.
Ashanti region kwa say.
Ashanti region kwa
16. All right, so like one mention 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Almost I can be 5. Fine, account 16. Mwawi.
Oh, Bobie, they are all in various stages of completion.
Okay, so tell me one stage. Okay, tell me say you will provide pictures.
Bobie, entino nyabo trena memfa winchro. Bobie, the hospital, no. This is the state. This is the state it is. Say, I have forward to me. This is the state it is. That is threaded.
Meba, for me. Amagashi.
Bobie.
Amagashi.
Bobie.
Amagashi.
Threaded. So who threaded? I do roofing stage. But now I'm crying chance in Guso. Bobie.
Amagashi.
Bobie. Ayo ngwa.
Tobo.
When you chin.
Tobo. Amagashi Tobo.
When you chin.
Tobo. Amagashi.
Matomi wase.
Amagashi. Okay. Inti health agenda. When kwane de moye no trade.
Oh, Bobie, my mama.
No. I'm just asking because where your documenter, what print crowd?
Oh, Bobie, yes, these are documents that I'm showing you. And the evidence no ho me kan ye.
Now and I'm say
yeah, I want what trade be friend.
No. Say moi obo trade. Kokoben. Bosome Insuta Manso Dubia Mankranso Kwabena kwa Barakese Esiwa Akrofru
Adujama
okay.
Adanse asokwa.
Okay, only trade. One trade. Enkwana wo musa we.
Oh, Bobie, I've given you the names. Obi Samen.
I haven't said names
Na make a choice say fidie fidikese. Enti ye metena fidikese su eni akohwisam. All that I've given you, evidence are there for you to say.
No, men can't say won't show you. Me say document we here crowd because I'm said that could be no. I then we are in your hospital. Most factories.
Oh, don't be a castle.
Yes, one
trade. The state of trade agenda 111.
Everybody can watch.
The state of agenda 111 trade state now. Maybe your construction do not nature. What was it, Bobie?
Document we are the man. Document we. Okay, so over actually her. Ambulance, meboa. Any ambulance. Okay. Over far any factories.
Trade na what's wrong?
Oh yeah, trade ni maka. Very good. What am I 16 meboa? What am I 16 names? True or false?
Very true.
Out of the 16 names, trade and qua. Ane baby a more publish ediato a document we
document we highlight highlight for some of the projects in Ashanti region. You understand? And you know, I'm giving you the locations and the areas, which of course it is verifiable. Baby, they are verifiable issues. Etinye de ye ka
I'm a document we mu. But a trade uncompleted one.
And I make a choice said these are all in various stages of completions. Various stages. So see anybody help for Hong Anna. And agenda 1 Hong Kong one.
Okay, you know near one agenda. So which agenda 111 won't be improve. Baby, I'm why you can't prove it.
Mean to be improve saying
because I can't call a problem. I can't do the pictures. I kind of pictures no. And Sassy be any one more Swajuma. Now out of the 16 places.
I can't do your kushini.
Oh, don't say that.
Oh, Bobie, why wouldn't I say that? You see, you have a member of parliament who is a ranking member on finance and health, and he's only showing areas of his comfort. And you say I shouldn't say that. No.
Pictures now also you know omonye Ansah ne so adwuma no
Bobie adan na baby aye Ansah so adwuma so de emfa ne say ye trade nko ampo a adan wan ko hanko twa ma hanko fo ahwe adan na wan ko kofo du anko regional hospital no yes in state ayedu no anshu ama nkrofo ahwe adan na wan ma nyina mu ama me show nyina mu de na ayaye no eni English de na ayaye state of this Irojet project awa na ye 150 bed regional hospital Salaga a 60 bed district hospital Tepa a 60 bed hospital Konongo Odumasi a 60 bed district hospital and Soko hospital Chifu Prasu a 60 bed hospital Ansah na Adanse Madina a Adanse on Madina a 100 bed district hospital Minia say nyuma we nuni nyina president Kufuor edit ho o pay sika ne ye ho adwuma ye nua no ndisi fo ne bai no on be ye project itroka ejane
oh
minia adwuma wo man tumi anwie enti e me nwanwa say enne wote ha say obeka health infrastructure UGMC was an completed by His Excellency John Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Okay, yeah, okay, all right, okay. But now I can say now, I can say.
Jani Tontro percentage now 60%. Me cancer.
Why are you doing this?
Why am I doing what? I'm telling you the truth. You don't want to hear the truth. One person better no.
Who got the DNA very complete or the DNA
you see, and now you UGMC Aqua Phase 2. What the bomb was a friend of
hold on. Who we in that way? And I commission that way.
Bobie, go and look at UGMC.
Question. Who we in that way?
Aqua machine. Phase 2. Phase 2 is completed way back as in 2021.
Just Google. Just
send a make a Google. I'm giving you an information. I'm feeding you with an information. I'm feeding you with credible information, facts on the ground. Phase 2 is completed. Phase 1 mo jani tontro 60%, tontro empty.
Indi Amagashi. Obi Alpha project. Wa discard wo we phase 1. As ye jawe chire sika. Even with the phase 2. And I think so your friend say Legon beat me up boy. Even with phase 2.
Bobie asama wo kan kura nya ofere. You see in can all cast asemi nank wesi utrase wo fere yem.
How?
Because you see ex-president Kufuor kono ne how ne say ex-president Kufuor kono Irojet project they be now free Legon
don't run away. Don't run away. Please. UGMC.
60% complete. I signed a president Mahama Ako.
Amagashi.
Commander.
Amagashi.
Commander Buham.
Okay. in the second phase now more complete na amana ya
it's a beauty to behold.
It says
ultimate president
and says
Nana so anama so
yan fan say Akufo-Addo na yeah UGMC
you see ya be two tontro ya be two tontro na ye
question Akufo-Addo na yeah UGMC
ya be mo ye ajani tontro a ene ye ba be wie because yan ye believe in completion anya mo de no ama be ye Eurojet trokano a ensa anya mo fere ya mo san ko ho ko twa ho pictures no
enti e dey na mo de aka Eurojet projects no F. Yeah, about
we reject and now Konongwa, we have almost completed. Kwabena is complete. Completed. Minia. Minia.
Yeah, when you find.
No,
it's I don't have any problem.
Just only baby a war.
It's him.
You ya buy ya na mo start polyclinic e wo solar and mu ja no tro and nessa solar polyclinics in na mu ja no tro all those 5 polyclinics have been completed.
Enti dear obi aye dear obi aye dada ewo ho. Anyway, we'll come back to this issue about free summary coin and they will try to they will reach you, but and common is so simple. This gold for oil are turning into cash for oil. Mene Oradan Kanamwa Ekasaya, Yetie Deputy Director, Bank of Ghana, and ne answers Nina or Kwaba. Sad gold for oil way. Man, who's a what do you come? Where are we going from here? What is happening?
Many of us say, Yenina Omania Yadia, Pomania, Yema, a buying and crab you.
Okay.
na yebe di ye nyina de oil eba ni aton ni akọ because yes we export it. Ti export yes we nya forest. In fact, Ghana crowd because of oil enya no. So say your balance of trade and trade balance now. Very positive. You can't trade balance o wakoton also what to be. Ye wie ne kusi say. Ti Ghana our position is even far better than under President Mahama. Because under President Mahama no, now you need 3 oil fields billion. They say it digest about 2 billion. Because Omaina Titia Pansa Mama, ya bobusia. Busia is why your boy, you know. Kesi di yempuntu juma. Discabeba. Yamvan say President Mama Brese ya bobusia ya disi Kotoka International Airport. Discaba. Baban we bobusia no mo use for consumption. Consumption ye need ye tray no na bibisa. E bi mo friend high life cra. Ntino scanner e mabiom. Unis kaswa. Bosome ni dura ese okotua waka.
Okay.
Nti wu kotua waka nka wu se wu kotua waka obako bank.
Ba mo se karenya o nkwa na bogu.
But we've never been in this situation percent. Just ye ton ye nyina GDP ni eka no, and GDP is the final value of goods and services produced in a country.
Okay.
Nti meni wo nyansa wo deti hai, wo mfidie ye wo hai, matari a me shei, me phone na me kura, bibia ye kan nyina ni. What it means when we say you are bankrupt. Just say we are hwe enye ye.
Agronesi
esi. Just akom ni nchire mu akoma ma baabi adun de. Oye hwe enye ye. Akwara obewu no so no, wo de nto nyame chekra. Obekọ. Nti baabi adun ni de. Ye deplete reserve sama bibia sana. Bank of Ghana say you need dollars biom. Currency. Ebaye. Currency bibia in economics is a store of value, is a medium of exchange, unit of account. Because barter trade you say na MY no, until the currency buy.
Yeah.
Gold by itself a commodity money.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a money. It's some people say gold are woko trade, you know. What is the value of the gold? Why na only need trade? Quantities are here. Quantities are here from the oil. You be saying questions be and Dr. Bobie akoye statement be say Sako say mu be bisa no. Ye nya sa anim de no books mu. You said it. Also you won't understand it from textbooks. But me pache wo kai cyanohydro.
Yes.
Dr. Bobie kruya na kwafa bae. Say a barter trade. No more by developmental projects amaye. Na ye de your bauxite will process it into alumina near the atria. One bauxite a ukra they haven't been able to process. Until Nanzania IMF I insist to say contrary to the Dr. Bamia Kaino a loan.
Okay.
The Yamfan Kaya national debt home. Minister the account.
Or the account.
Or the account. It is part of our national debt in our national accounting system.
I see.
And no counting your debt to GDP all of a sudden a moving from 70 something minister kano to almost 100%. No. Ntino kwati amount ma na we bisa ni Fortunately, look, ne tintini ni tieti and say yakoto oil laba. We can now ask questions. So first in the say wokoya hwe yi say the oil number about 40,000 metric tons of diesel aba. Fortunately, na many deputy minister for energy honorable Ejapa Mesa
yeah.
In your encounter on sister station. And I mean business quantities of gold did you buy? At what price? How much did you spend? Where did PMMC get the money from? Because PMMC account is in red. Many who can hear kona a car daho about 15 million. Omba your mama can so 60 million cedis. PMMC. The PMMC nisikano. In the Bank of Ghana is canon the my PMMC no. Is it an overdraft? Is it a loan? Is it equity? We must define that. And non nanchen. Musa makoto oil. Oil and motor on the same. We know the quantity. Nti ye woni boa. Gold ahena mo de ma omo musa. Bisa mo say e butter. If the minister no more say enye gold no de ma na they use cash to pay for the oil. And I'm saying Answer the minister deba na me my background check and say at the time omonto oil no omonto even 1 ounce of gold.
Really?
I'm telling you, let them come and deny it. And these things will come up in parliament. 1 ounce of gold, we are not montoy. clearly I knew say the sika and a koto gold no letasco and this oil ne buy. It is our butter trade that Dr.
Letasco no wine ya.
Me person me bonkrofodi. I will get there with you.
Okay.
So
okay.
It's a company, Letasco.
Okay.
And a Russian oil. And this is another matter.
I see.
Is it them no?
And yet Dubai.
David.
So now they abandoned Dubai there no?
No. They used an intermediary from Dubai. And once you put an intermediary on the commission, gold almost another intermediary on the commission. In teachers say a year hoof. And will be a transit or Dr. Bobie office. And woman shada edesa wagadri. Adia will say a bata. But the same say they will say no. First consignment, you know. You rather paid with money. And this is from the deputy minister, not from me. And that's why David asked him that question that day. So what quantities of gold did you supply? The latest figure, mania, yeah, course now. Yeah, show you some figures. First gold at PMMC toy, they bought it at 1,930 with an exchange rate of 13 CD to the dollar. Almost 2 years, the next day gold price are falling to 1,905.
Waboka
$25 per ounce.
A cabin
What 1,000? I'll check the figures. I'll pull all the figures for you. Many workers say. It clearly no a cabin. Nandia current no mkaso gold for oil. Because every policy has an objective.
Yeah.
You can't policy. Thomas Dash says it's a deliberate action or course of action from government implemented to attain a certain objective. Fortunately, Dr. Bobie, my objective say 2. Cheaper oil, which will reduce fuel price at the pump. And then stability of the currency. Let's assess that. This week now, the oil ne buy now, they be gumo see cheaper oil. Fuel bua cost by 13%.
Yes.
Month I was see what the oil nabano currency na depreciated by 10%. Do we acquire na you buy? Meanwhile, oil gold awakoto no. Oh bohunka. Nti say look. Nyansa any back for trade. Ebia was some brilliant idea. But you share with others. Yes, you had your perspective, obeji a criticism kakra. Now they are tricky policy. But some America would tweet over at the eka and a baby.
Okay, so the policy way ban contact BDCs no.
They did not contact the minority. They did not contact even the majority in terms of Mines and Energy Committee. And one would have thought, say,
neither BDCs no man Joe console.
They invited some people to and I'll show you the presentation of here. And some of the BDCs raise concerns. Said they will distort the market because conditions on the economy it will affect BDCs. Meanwhile, quantity I would buy diesel is enough for only 1 week.
Yeah.
In fact, it represents less than 10% of the total consumption you're consuming even in this country in a month.
You have 40,000 metric tons within 1 week, 7 days. They've stated the gold the cash.
So far the cash
So which means now the gold for oil policy no more abandoned.
They have to answer. They have to answer because your monthly consumption is 350,000
metric tons.
350,000 diesel and petrol. So if you express 40,000, 40 as a percentage of 350 times 100, you see that consumption is just about 10% thereabout.
And so baby,
10% there. 10% no so also the cash in terms of real money. Forex now was a fund no. And now the quarters are diesel. So where is this policy credibility? It hasn't led to a reduction in price. It has rather increased it. It hasn't stabilized your currency. It has rather led to a depreciation of your currency. Meanwhile, originally, licensed gold exporters, the gold you come on, they are required by law to bring a minimum of 80% of the forex to Ghana in 30 days.
Okay. Instead of the bus system.
No, the forex number already.
The bus system.
They say, oh, more. You've banned them. More from Kobe, more from PMMC. Not PMMC.
At a fixed price. At a fixed price.
No, at a floating price. And then they can no.
I see.
So it will be indexed to the dollar. Until now, the banom here I say now, based on the purity, there's a standard measure. I want to compare.
Yeah.
No more convert it. Dollar rate, no the amount. Almost convert it, in 2-3 days. The price can change. So what it means is there's something called opportunity cost. Once I will decide to say licensed gold exporters need to make export gold, dollars are now 80% dollars and maybe. So you have not really achieved anything. You are telling them say my mom farm more dollars me the dollars beba. Young man say Bobie every month ubra me show 1 bottle. Now me show say there be. Men fan show him remi. Me go koto me 1 bottle. And you 1 bottle now is if you every day. So there's nothing really this government is doing a year extraordinary. Now, Bank of Ghana, your core duty is monetary policy. Your duty is not to buy and sell gold. If you want to buy gold for our reserves, I understand. Because then because gold, your commodity money,
Yeah.
Ubeti me ebi am $10,000. Make me the 10,000 akoto 1 bar of gold. Knowing say gold the any price near a bit stable. Any day be make me convert it back to cash. It is a Bank of Ghana yes I have to build our reserves. But the Bank of Ghana is now going to be buying gold with PMMC, selling the gold, and using that money to go and buy oil, come and give it to Boss. Boss will then go look Basa. A bank where the gold cut 350 million cedis. Oil or matter of 350 million. That's all. No, that is. Look, if you talk to any industry expert in this, field, I can't remember too. I'm telling you.
Okay, so which means common question I'm for Busan or Kwanso. Yeah, near the any braba so a more parliamentarian so. Obi Busam into a man parliament and but I learn say with this kind of trade there is no need say on Beba parliament.
I insist that they have to come to parliament.
Why?
You know why I insist? Bank of Ghana the yenye sikao. Bank of Ghana is not a limited liability company.
Yeah.
Eddie Akoto Gold. Akoto Gold no Dubai. Is that not an international transaction? And Article 1815. International transactions must come to Parliament. It is the Bank of Ghana, the Ghana
I see.
Ekoto Gold. I got on gold now. I'm of the view that Parliament must be involved. At least Parliament should be properly briefed. We have not been briefed. We don't know the structure. We don't know anything. Mines and Energy Committee. Yakura don't fire nyashi. Nyomu yani say they're going ahead with this program only to come and tell us, say, look, sa oil na kurano, and you gold near the exchange ye. Na ya the cash na kotoye. Zi baumia madam Esreno. Or ye jack of all trades. Onje ye. Pualu Gudam, the same. Buyer, I spoke about it. Yeah, this team they will do the
good.
It will come to bear because, like I said, I've seen a petition to Parliament. I hope the Speaker will refer it to the appropriate committee. Parliament has the powers to ask for documents. Sometimes if you Parliament buy it, one punish will be there, and maybe on a punish there be. One good thing about Parliament is that you couldn't grab a daddy.
You don't quite enough.
Well, Reverend Kusibuati and say friends and answer my buy.
Yes.
Senkaya a parliamentary probe. So documents in Agamba.
I see.
Yes, the majority would protect Kenoforiata. No problem. But we'll get enough documents to go and chew on. And if you are an MP, that's open research kakra. When you take those documents, you go to the house and go through them. You get a lot of information. Sometimes even new information. And we do that a lot. It is true. You might do a parliamentary probe, you won't end up hooking somebody like Cindy and Crawford expecting.
Yeah.
But me catch the TFO say we get a lot of information which can subsequently aid us in the work we do as a committee and as members of Parliament.
Now, looking at the money involved in this oil business, cash and blah, 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 blah. NDC power, mobile because it seems like for now the munya answer biya. Now the deputy director are making it clear they are not ready to answer anything. The money involved, how much is involved, we don't know who took the money and all that.
Bobie, how? Master, government power, Bank of Ghana. What's what to gold? What on gold? No. What to oil at a certain price? What year? You besides here, I was willing to mention it. I mean, what jurisdiction can you do this? And yes, I will go to what gold. And also what to gold and what ton. You've paid for the gold. You don't know how much you bought the gold for. You don't know how much you sold the gold. You don't know how much you paid for the oil. So yes, I person would be BCA in accounting framework. It's just a click of a button. If you want to say gold, no. I mean, give us a break. Abba.
Nipa no intermediary no so no minim say ora na ban mubusa an ho asem say intermediary no
oh the minister confirm me no ora wembo and I think the minister's word more valuable than crack uri ni bebra e bi begu form
yeah
nti me wi ne kakra nti we require a minimum 350 million US dollars to import 350,000 metric tons of fuel every month. Into gold na motor is saying because gold in Ankasa, the gold pitches, volumes in ounce, they expect about 205,750 ounces of gold in order to meet. So give it to us a monetary value. A monetary value. Express it in monetary value.
So that at least you make me
we can then break it down and do what's the 1% over here. And then what the Bank of Ghana, how are you there? What are you doing at the Bank of Ghana? Look, they have all the figures. The most of figures, and yet, the figures need to jar or money be guasi. But whether they like it or not, the figures number 2 jar.
Someone to me and for Parliament and hold you on more down. So, we need any option be Ghana for any option.
Right.
Because I say, yeah, no, Krumuno, as a Yatobaha. Yet me, almost men come and won't be any shade.
Ubako Artia. One bed drivel. The best way for me is when it comes to getting information is Parliament. And I would encourage people to still have confidence in Parliament, not because Parliament will end up punishing somebody, because Parliament is partisan. If you don't have the MPP support, you can't blame the minority. But we'll get the facts of the matter. We'll get the facts. We can subpoena for documents. They have to produce those documents. And we'll peruse those documents. Would you go oil, but how did you even select the BDCs? What was the criteria?
The bar, Oman select on BDCs.
Oman select on BDCs.
Whoa.
How did you select the BDCs?
Whoa.
What are the terms and conditions for the BDCs? What exchange rate did you use in selling the oil? Because you say you're going to get cheaper oil. And the cost of oil is an input factor in determining the ultimate price at the pump. These are issues that we really want to get into. I know. Whatever. I know. I mean, let me put it on Accra FM.
Yes.
A lot of people at Bank of Ghana are very uncomfortable with this deal.
Really?
Oh, they are very, very. And they send signals to us, look, we are only being pushed. Because this is the resource. The resource is here. Senke, yeah. Kabana, Dr. Bobie, catch say, say, they've made savings of X amount. Papa, we are no watching is here. When you be unfair, when small window be good news. Even a computers, share computers, or call or pursue a credit. Nanka ni goal for oil ya wa kasa hui. Nka aye na asempa bi free maba. Nka wo mekai.
Obia send me a goil air ton 1525, shell air ton 1525, star oil air ton 1499. What is the implication?
It means the price is not cost because there is a ceiling. The ceiling says you can't go above the ceiling, and that's what the regulator does in terms of MPA. But clearly, no, goil air ton super 15.25.
Yes.
Diesel 15.90.
Yes.
So here that means price now cost by about 12.7 as a 12.8.
Really?
It's almost 30%.
But they are telling us I'm reducing by 4%.
When are you reducing?
So now we are I will go back the back is also or tin as I say radio.
That's my got of fuel ne. You about 1,000 Ghana. I have the receipt. And this is on their notices. We knew the price a week ago. And we know the price today. And the price window is 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Unless it becomes a steadiness, you know, in 1 week. Did you be nice? This is strange.
Wow. Chairman, Mamimbusa de Wasanwako. In all this.
Petrol Akosro 12.3. Diesel 3.5. Maybe they were rather turns Akosro by 4. Diesel. And maybe 1 year. And this is us at Wednesday. I'm a check here.
Wednesday we
Wednesday, yeah. And now Friday.
And Friday. And figures which
it can't change because you use a pricing window. And the pricing window is not due. So what could have changed for fuel to come down that much? And I bought fuel today. Fuel, I haven't seen any reduction. I mean, I have the recorded. This is video and audio. We had a Zoom program. Zoom. Yeah. I have the link here. I'll just send it to you. wonya time o de wobet me atwa relevant portion no now they are two we could then audio because we be able to twist voice
a video
and it's on Zoom and you say obi na akogina baby aka asem so I'll just forward it to you. Fortunately we ain't na producers in the same breme you can have it. I'll just forward it to you. No why check here asem
wow anyway pastor Paul Ogun mo be koda be
yeah person ho clear kakra once hamatan no a clear you internet you be ko inspect any some other energy related issues be for instance Ansah okay say excess capacity in power Ansah is signed 5 years the atema June and Ansah contract na expire Abaya sign another contract with Ansah for 10 years.
How much?
With capacity charges in it. 10 years old. You see you too much power in
but say Paulugu na Sino-Hydro no.
No, Paulugu was a different one.
Oh, okay.
I knew a different crowd. Almost say no so.
Paulugu irrigational project.
I think 1.2 billion as a 2.4 billion. I have the figure.
Oh,
Paulugu. I knew a different.
Yeah, no source of money no.
Or say no so your battle. Omo de beba. Omo ye wia na ye juma na etua no ho. That's what the Vice President's office came to tell us. That was the previous parliament, oh.
Yes.
And not this current parliament.
I think 2019.
Yeah, 2019, 2020.
Yeah, 2019, yeah. Okay, so, omo aye somo ba beye no. Womu ni sika omo de beye.
Because it was a loan in disguise. It was a loan in disguise. And woman who said, no, baby, I didn't no.
But
Ghana, you need takukura ye de.
As nkrofo muna mama mu yi esuli ya anase wo sa no mote ana which is which.
Over you see beginning no Ghanaians had some trust in Dr. Bawumia. Because Obaye no he came as economic wizard. The time Sino-Hydro buy okay yeah we spoke against it. I'm a parliament quite walked out. Cause you can say a loan. But Dr. Bawumia a series of lectures say you read it. Also the minority we don't read. Na yentia explain yenti Ghanaians bought into it. But say momuna Ghana for say sa entontrowa dedekwa entontrowa de sanete.
Yeah.
The after the Ghanaians are now beginning to appreciate who the true Dr. Bawumia is. They say Kran Wakasa utim say come on say what CCD say. A lot of people believed it.
Yes.
So arrest the city, no?
Yes.
Dollars on their bakulazo currency. But after 2-3 years, when you start paying the interest, then they start going to change cities now.
That is where the reality.
Then the reality begins to. The reality, then I say, actually, as I said, they say, "Utin Ghana yanima guase." Say the whole of Africa, our currency is the worst currency in Africa. Yes, you have COVID about Russia. And then Ghana, relax. The whole world, the USA, you know, Ghana is the worst. Inflation 54%. Currency credit at 30%. We are so broke. Yeah, broke that for the first time in the history of Ghana, we can't even service our debt. It's never happened. They should tell me which government and they declare bankrupt to say we can't service our debt. Bankrupt, we are bankrupt. You cost analysis and now we appraisal. You can't say I bind here on defaulted. Any friend risk free rates. Do befa a buying rate, you know. Kobia Beka says, remember the first reference in a risk free rate. Now me the premium atoso. And yes, I'm the Beka buying. Because the notion is that government does not default. That is held every in finance. There is a key principle in finance. As for government, they own default.
Own default.
For the first time in this country, no, that long-held notion said the sovereign will not default, no.
Apaska. Nti yasi o aban e credible. Obetumi akogya me kra mama akobɔ bosia. And nessa aban no nye credible. Go no ankasa no ano.
That is it.
Ono ano
And
what you
yes, and Abai is credible because they will say the government cannot engage in Ponzi scheme. As a stand way, this is synonymous to a Ponzi scheme. Energy sector, would the Omokao, would the Ghana contractors cut? No, I catch them say, look, me into cash. Let me convert you to bonds. Let me treat you coupons. No, this is what an operator did with them.
Really?
Or convert yeah, no, so you say they are defaulting. Mint. This year, 0%. Next year, 5%. The following year, 5%.
So which means it's kind of grabbing the
whole. Anyone no him.
Anyone. Into the mamenya niama wo paper so.
Hash. Hoof. Wagadre no fa no fam. And the dear be seen then. Look at this. This country, Ghana, so broke like this. Hey.
So, what is the impact of our energy sector with this kind of
this thing? I've seen some sensitivity and scenario analysis.
Yeah.
For the next 7 years, Ghana is going to be very, very exposed. Ubian Fanisika Emre Ghana first of all, because you've proven that you are not credit worthy.
But
it's better. It's better because so you are better bringing somebody who at least will be honest.
Okay.
At least
okay.
This is the man who told us Caleb and when they went to the promise wealth
to buy
Ghana is not going to IMF today. Ghana is not going to IMF tomorrow. This is the same person at the helm of affairs. What's the one IMF need? Maybe what catch them?
Yes.
And no one what IMF say is the most credible. Such double standard. And you want that was it any over individual bondholders. And yeah, after the individual bondholders a bit shame. Later was say no if Basa. It doesn't even credibility. Look, finance. The first thing in finance is credibility. So when you kobo, now what credibility? Our banker, the bank will respond to you. favorably. But who billions, Kurana say, when you're credible, nobody will give you his money. Because you are not credible. And I'm saying, say, look, for the first time in the history, this is the first time. Ghana is bankrupt and is defaulting on its debt obligation. Anya she create their interest in there. Ye yiri ho ani atua. And the Mahama we had our challenge.
And yeah, no,
They say the LNG plant is take or pay.
And yeah, no,
and no mobile fire. Who does that? Look, and some more.
Oh, I saw the American as Kumasi, right? You're not so state in
to start. I was in Kumasi with the team. I want to mention.
Say go back to a conversation because I know you're a finance person.
But baby, you see, baby, I fine. I was also interested.
Unfortunately, at time no, sorry. Live on a 100.5. Give us a bar center. Thank you so much. Omwaba, give us Greenfield Scientific about clinic. Yeah, they almost say floral tissue. Me part Fridays was okay. I'm for you. I better that. You meet. I better that you drive. I better that you exactly. What do you mean? I'm not going to sir, maybe I'm going to a radio station. I go so no kind news over me. Okay. One no query.
Apomudin power way there. Idea a who ye pa. Na anyway, my men didn't come. Enfanfa yenro mienu a me no ka say na dey adanside na dɔso ewo kromu esan say ehahamba a yede afan fidie mu ma Dr. Solomon Kwabi enam nimdie kwan so ede aba GC se efi anasa wo yo ba mesrew ahobrase mu na ensoansoa bi gugugu sabi wo ye bema obema ho a mesrew tu ho na mo se wudwi na ebre ni edon nyina na onsa ehye aye oboto mu no enya ade eno ebetumi aboa enti bomoden na akope Givers GC mixture ena afi Givers GC capsules eno na ebetumi aboa na di wakagina mu ma saa eye edwe na ya udwi ni nyina no ase etumi abrase wo ye oban so amesrew eno no de enya ade pakra wo ye bema na ensuo pikisine bi eta ginagina sebi obema no ano anasa wo ye oba na ensuo bi a eye trekan bi eta sensensen so oba na no a mesrew eye namu yare anasa eye infection bomoden na kope Givers GC mixture ibi ena afa ne capsules no nanom na fetutu sa yare ni nyina ase na abosom yaso na wo ba ubebu nsa na me no we ka say sani abodie mu ananse bobo ade anka se boye se enefo anson esese moja fin bi a wo hu bia no esane ba bonten ode no enu nefo anson don hwe radio no nan na etwa ananse ebia ba nansa na eja ya mesrew bisa hu se enefo enan na aka na etwa se moja ne ba no ehe ene ye kɔ ewo ne pedua no mu enu nti ene se wo kɔpɛ Givers GC mixture ena fe Givers GC capsules na wono nom na moa emma eye unfichi komu no enkoye pepepe se ne se na efata no wetumi aso ano na bibia no etumi akonkan na se wo yo bema nso na ebia okogu nsuo na ebia mesra odunso no eya na emutai epai mie no obi nso de ho a na obegina ho na adan ne se wo oda na wo tonko na wo chim na sa mesra bomoden ko herbal shops pharmaceutical shops and afi licensed chemical shops ahodo nyina na kope Givers GC capsules and afi Givers GC mixture eno na ono no ma ebetumi aboa ma eyesa ha no nyina no ase etumi etu na ne krakra mu yo ba na mesrew wo honom sania empampi na ebetumi aboa ma wahemfi honom aye kama na uba ye no etumi edimu na ewie peye no enti no bomoden na ahemfi honom siesie ho na secondary virgin bi unso brabe ye bi na oba no wase enye kama pa na edro ba akopɛ na wohia na ebetumi abasa yare amikei ukonya no onam ana se ebia infections bi enede ne ho ade agimu bomoden na kopɔ eye Givers GC mixture ena afa ne capsules no ebi eno ena betumi aboa enro ya mika a efi Givers Herbal Center akachi nyina no ukɔ herbal shops pharmaceutical shops and afi licensed chemical shops ahodo nyina obenya Givers GC mixture and afi Givers GC capsules ebi na etumi aboa ema wetumi etutu sa yare nyina asem na me de wo AC ene anwumren e wo hanom yi wo kofie yi wo ye bema weekend na wo kodi no mesrew wo ye oba weekend na wo kodi no na wo ye bema na opese ompem agrodie ekonkan de ma na agina brane weekend yi pa de a ene bomoden na wura herbal shops pharmaceutical shops and have a licensed chemical shop say wodia no eye premature ejaculation anase wodia no eye erectile dysfunction wodia no e man ti so a na wosiniti ase anase premature de na wonso de wode boss a na atare na wa na wona wosen no ne ye bisa so papa krache wawie no mesrew eno nti na me kanfo dem ase corner copper Givers P capsules eno ene betumi aboa masa erectile dysfunction and after premature ejaculation ene nia oba bi baba bisa so o krache wawie na mpo a say hey abrante krache na ni nyina bi ensenti no unya Givers P capsules na ebetumi aboa ema omema yo ɛne wo mpemu agudie etumi akonkan bia na wo de no ebra wo ya abrantie na ananse enam ame ne wo kase eye bi da so ye owo ho na se bia wonya atenka wonya akono na obon se wo de ankuto ni niama bi di twitwitwi ne be masa ne friend masturbation no eno ene eta kofa sa ne mani nyina de ba enti mesrew bo modi na tu ni nyina ase na empanimfo kan se mehu yanka na aka ekire edidi da wo hoi eyesi edidi prekope bia na akwakonyo ba bi na akope nnuro yi aphrodisia ya ba bi na pipo da bi kona kope give us P capsules eno ne betumi ache esanse eye yanka se yen mamu hahama eni ndubina eni yede afa eye mfidie mu ani nimdie ni nyansa pekwan so ade aba adwaman so ade ama na won so de na akwakoye kooko anasa amaman etaachi usisi ene wa aposo no wa aposo umoja no endie furusa ni yie ewo widie no emu enti oho na owidie no bebi aye titiri na asa nanse na ache wa mesero eye kooko ya mama ye nuane ahodo ye di ewo manga ne mu ebre ne yedon a eye ye tadi aduane enti no bomoden na kope give us co capsules unya co capsules no na uya bema na unya P capsules nso de so de bosso de anesa wo de utrap na chibela una wo ko no mesrew give us P capsules and afi give us co capsules yanum adi bom anasa yefa adi bom eno ne betumi aboa ema omma yo na afi de usisi etaya wo ya na eye moja endie fusani ye ewo eye widie no mu no ne nyina no etumi etwa enti bomodin na call herbal shops and afi pharmaceutical shop Lances chemical shops ahudo nyina na enefiade ebra wu kodi dwa wo koye wo shopping no ko na koto give us ye nu pay bi na fa ko na enije embre fie na afi de yarewa ahudo bi a adokoro so na ajemena a woje hu bia enyeye yandie give us herbal center nia enidaso sawo no eno ne yesande enidaso de bem eno ne yesande enkwa ade bem eno ne yedi eye nimonyam hye ne nkranhye ade bem enti bomoden na akope give us P capsules and afi give us co capsules no eno ne betumi aboa ma ayi amaman na afi de koko bie ewo widie no mu ene bema o bema ye enwie peye na enkonkan no yetumi etu ni nyina ase ama ebre ne edo nyina no eya ne yepese ye ne yen customers anasa won ma ye wo mu ene give us edin sa won so wo mu koto ye nuro no bi ne yehu sene eye niama ekọ anasa ewo ha bomoden ahomatrofo amidi betu dwai frema no ne ahodododo na so no give us enupei obetumi enye bi enti no ebre ne edo nyina no ye bie yapon ane ye krado ade ato se ye benya bre na adaje ne enimu edin sa won so enti free give us herbal center ewo ahomatrofo yi eso 0543 22 24 70 0543 22 24 70 ana 0501 55 68 28 0501 55 68 28 send ebetumi aboa ma amene wa ka se yare ahodo bia ha wono unya give us GC mixture and have a give us GC capsules infections and have a namu yarwe bia me no ka say adano dadwen ene kwadanda no unya ebetumi etu asiama na afi ukoko amaman usisi ye tayo ya eye onipedua akwa ba bia ye tayo ginegine no unya give us co capsules na bema onso bema yo ewo fam na obese omaso na ejina brane no na unya give us P capsules e de ka ho a ebetumi aboa o enti na nwumre no yedemo ebesi enti ebra woti trotro mu woti taisi mu a wo kofie bomoden na si wo herbal shops na kope give us ye nupe ibi na tofa kofie na ebusua no ebehia ma wo ene ebehia ma wo chena ye wura bro nya yimu anasa afefufure mu obi abi se bro nya ade a ene eduro ba kope ene esa woto give us GC me to me enkonkan emfa mawo na afi de onya eye give us co capsules and afi give us P capsules no bi e de tai etoa na oyare ene amaman ene koko ene mra yewa ewo widie ni nyina mu no etumi akonkan e de amawo na bia na won so wo de no me no wa ka say bia wonum na ato awɔ na yɛ ta si uso enwumre na popo se gegegegegegege ɛne ɛwa na wo taibo na ɛsɛ ɛyɛ etiridi ɛyɛ malaria no ɛna ɛde ne ho ɛde agye mu enti na ɛno nso wokɔ shop na wokɔpɛ ɛyɛ givers herbal mixture no bia givers herbal mixture no ebia ebetumi aboa paa enti me no waka se bia na wonim baabi a entonton bi etumi akakɔ kaw ɛwɔ hɔ no mo enti wonto eduro no na wotɔ bi ɛde ama abusua no ɔyere ne ekunu na bibia no etumi akɔnka nti givers herbal mixture no so no etumi ɛboa ɛma etiri di yare a me no waka se etu atese ɛwɔ so mepam che malaria no ebetumi aboa na etu ni nyina ase ɛwɔ hɔ no mo enti no bɔmɔden na akɔkɔtɔ bi na ɛnɛdɛ entontom adɔso ɛwɔ yɛman ɛyɛ bro no ɛne mpatem ahodo ayɛte no nti no ɛno nti ɛne yɛde givers herbal mixture no etumi di aba yɛde ɛbɛboa masa nneɛma ni nyina no etumi akɔnkan enti bɔmɔden na frɛ givers herbal center ɛwɔ ahomatrofo so ebia nneɛma bɛkyerɛkyerɛ mu wɔ ha yi wɔn te aseɛ no na wɔn ntumi ɛmmoa wo ɛne ɛnkyerɛ mu